Good afternoon, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. How's it going? Man, look, I need to stop being so fucking lazy. Okay, I ordered this shit an hour ago. What's going on, Abe? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in, bro. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to see you, man. All right. We're taking a chance today, guys. We're taking a chance. Okay. I am going to seriously vet anybody. Unfortunately, if you don't cam up, you can't come up unless I send you a link privately. Okay? Or unless I can confirm that it's you in backstage privately. We're taking a chance. All right. Panel links pinned in chat. People doing some serious vetting. All right. If it's someone I don't know, they're gonna have to do a backflip on camera and flick me off the entire time. No hands. No hands. Okay. That's how we're gonna have to do this. All right. Oh, I hope you guys are doing well today. It is man, it's been a long work week, bro. I'm exhausted. Let's get some music going. All right. Where's my verse of the day? Let's pull this up. God's good, man. God's very, very good. But delivery drivers aren't. Holy, dude. This is crazy. I don't get it. What is going on, man? Classic verse here, guys. It's a fantastic one. Interesting. Is that like a setting or something? I remember that. I wonder why. Looking in the settings right now. Wish there was like an advanced settings. Thank you, man. Thank you. Jess, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Finally, he's headed this way. He's been at that restaurant for like 30 minutes. I placed this order an hour ago. I'm hoping the food's gonna be fresh. It's crazy, man. Ugh. See, I wanted to get the food and eat before I go on stream, and now I'm gonna have to fucking eat on stream. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Sorry if I'm all crotchety. I'm beat down. I'm tired. Working in the bar scene again has it's bringing me back to being, just burnout. But it is what it is, I'm just glad I have a job. All right. Okay. Verse of the day. What then shall we say in response to this? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also, along with him, graciously give us all things? We know God paid a high price to redeem and forgive us in Jesus when we were unworthy of such grace. If the Father has gone to such great lengths to purchase our pardon, what will he refuse us that is good, right, and holy? Nothing. So if God answers our prayers no, then it is for the good and eternal well-being of those for whom we've prayed. God intends to comfort and liberate, not wound and enslave. He desires to redeem and bless, not deny or limit his grace. His commitment is to work all things out for our ultimate good as he is transforming us to be more like his beloved Son. If God offered us Jesus, what will he withhold? Dear Father, I confess that I am sometimes impatient and disappointed when my prayers do not seem to get the immediate response I desire. Please calm and quiet my doubting heart. You okay, buddy? You alright, mister? You're being a barky boy, man. Okay. Please remind my spirit of your rich grace. Bring your comfort and assurance through the ministry of your Holy Spirit to my often vacillated human spirit. I believe that you want to bring me your blessing and grace. Although I may not always understand the bad things that happen in my life or why you delay in fixing them or liberating me from them, I trust that you are at work to make them all work for my good and your glory. In Jesus' name, I wait and pray as I trust in you. Amen. What's going on, Gorilla Biscuits? Good to see you, man. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm still trying to build up my energy right now, man. I am just tired. I'm exhausted. I hope you guys are all doing well today. How is everyone today? Y'all doing all right? Oh man, I'm in the exact. Well, I'm not in the exact same boat. I done did all the work I need to be doing. That's why I'm exhausted, dude. I'm tired, man. It's just you know what it is? It's I've gone. I appreciate it, Jess. I appreciate it. For real. But I went from literally not doing anything for 2 months because of my knee. You know, like I spent a lot of time at home, and now I'm, you know, like 10 plus hour days at this bar, especially on the weekends. It was really busy. So it was really busy last night. So, just a lot of moving and a lot of talking to people, and I gotta put the mask on, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like putting a mask on, man. I like just being myself, you know? If anyone out there's bartending, you guys know you're like basically a babysitter and a therapist, and you make drinks. People will tell you their whole fucking life story. Oh. Yeah, GB, I'm gonna be fine, right? Like everything's good. I'm just I'm getting too old for this shit, as they say. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Charlie. What's up, Mr. Fista? All right, so what I'm gonna be stopping to comment on this and everything. I'm gonna cam down. What's up, Jess?
Hello, what's going on? I thought I'd
Not
join you
much.
since you're all up here on your lonesome. What's going on?
Not much. I am fucking exhausted.
You look exhausted. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing starting up alive if you're so fucking exhausted?
I don't know. I was in my Hey, good luck, Mr. Fista. Good luck, bro. I know how that is, man. I don't know. I feel like my whole streaming schedule's kind of been thrown off, so
I understand.
yeah. Here,
It's
wait.
like 5 in the morning at the moment.
Oh fuck. It is 2:15 here. I'm in Hicks Central Time. How's everything been, Jess? How's everything going?
Good. Just give me a sec. I gotta plug my computer in so it doesn't fucking turn off.
Oh, you're good.
Alright, it's all good now. I just had to do that before it fucking went flat and turned off.
Luckily, my computer is plugged in at all times.
Well, I run everything off laptop fucking because my kids. I can't have if I had a permanent setup, my kids would destroy it. So.
Fair.
Because
Gotta
both
keep
of
it
my
out of
kids
their
are under
hand.
the age of 5. They're both under the age of 5, so they will spill things and put fingerprints on shit. And kids just fuck everything when they're that age. They just don't. You like to an extent. It's just better off not risking it. They might not, but I'm still not gonna risk it. Still not gonna risk it. So,
Absolutely.
portable setup for now.
Absolutely. And it gives you ample time to get up and like take care of them while you can like put it somewhere they can't reach or
Yeah. I took a couple of days off so I could fucking do some stuff with my kids. Some activity stuff.
good for you. What'd y'all do?
Well, they went to play groups and stuff, so they went to like play with other kids and like make stuff and build stuff and all that kind of shit. Do like a bunch of outside activities and stuff with other kids. And things like that, but the parents are there with them. Like the parents are there as well while the kids do their thing. Because I don't believe in like babysitting shit. I don't like babysitting shit. I don't like fucking any of that kind of crap. I don't let my kids in the care of anybody because I refuse to leave any room for any fucking for certain things to happen, and it's my job to protect them. And while they're at the ages where they can't communicate to me properly, if something was to happen to them, I need to be with them all the time.
Understood.
I do this as a like I'm very like weird about predatory shit with children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't leave any wiggle room at all for any possibility of that to happen whatsoever, because it's always, most of the time, like in majority of cases, it's close friends or family members. So I won't even leave my kids with my family members or friends, and it's nothing personal. It's just closing the gap of risk.
Right.
Like that's my yeah.
And typically you have like there's no way of knowing it ahead of time. And you wouldn't it's always someone that people like would never expect.
Yes, and even if my kid was to hurt themselves or something like that when they're not in my care and I put them in the care of somebody else, like that's still my responsibility, and I just don't believe in just handing them over to somebody and just go, oh yeah, I trust you, when that person has completely different beliefs and morals and all sorts of things to do, and it's not their kid. They don't have the same investment in that child as what I do, and all these things, and it's just and they're not at like kids under the age of 5 only have so much ability to communicate and defend themselves as well. So it's like, yeah, I'm not leaving that risk up to anyone. Fuck that shit. Fuck that.
100%.
That's just my own personal choice. I understand it's difficult for everyone, but at the same time, as a mother, the first 5 years you are supposed to be with your child all the time. That's your job. That's the most important part of your job.
Yeah.
Before a lot of that responsibility gets handed over to the father. That's where you're supposed to do all your fucking biggest part of the work, and not enough women take that seriously, and their children end up really fucked up because a lot of your deep-seated problems come from the first 5 years of life, which is your mother's responsibility.
I wish my mom. Never mind.
I know, women hate me for these kinds of points of view because it's like I won't let them. They'll go, but this and but that, and they'll make excuses, and it's like, no, there's no excuse. That if you're making an excuse, you're actually you're being selfish by doing that.
Do your fucking fulfill
That's
your role.
duty. That's your fucking duty. And then and also you're supposed to do that under the guidance of a man. And then after that, the father becomes the most important role in the child's life.
100%. I mean, they're both important, you know? I'm sure you agree with that. But...
Yes, but in terms of serious impact and outcome, the first 5 years, serious impact and outcome is determined on the mother, and the years after that, it's the father's presence.
That's when, you can actually take the belt off, you know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding, but if, you know how, anyway.
The stuff that you go through when you're pregnant and the way that your child responds to you in the first 5 years of life and all of that, that's all there for a reason. Like I said, it's supposed to be under the guidance of a man, but that is where your role as a mother is the most important, and actually where you're the main focus of your child's life. After that, the father becomes the most impactful part of your child's life and determining factor. After that.
Well, see, and that's one of the reasons I'm really glad I haven't had a kid yet, because I'd be the shittiest father on the planet.
Majority of people in general, both men and women, I will say more men take that responsibility serious than women. Women do not take it serious at all. Actually, they tend to try and deflect a lot of that. And some of it's a bit tricky as well, because you're supposed to be under the guidance of a man. So if you're not under the guidance of a man while you're doing all this shit, it's gonna fuck you up, fuck your head up. It's gonna fuck your child up. Yeah, so not good.
I will say, the crash out over this. So Donald Trump is instituting a policy to where if you collect child support for your kid, you can't list them as a dependent because you're getting assistance from someone else. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. And women are crashing out all over the country because of this.
Do you know here you get paid by the government to be a single mother in Australia? Like you get paid $5,000 to have a baby. All your medical shit can be free if you're a single mom. Like if you've got no dad in the picture, you can get all your pregnancy shit free, and then all the birth stuff free. So you don't pay anything for pregnancy or giving birth. And then after your child's born, the government will give you a payout of $5,000 if you're a single mother. And then they will pay you continuously after that as well on government payments.
Why would they incentivize that? Like, what the fuck happened to the West?
It's fucked
we do the
up,
same thing. But I don't know what's going on.
Do you know that we have probably some of the worst abortion laws?
Worst abortion laws? What do you mean?
Here it's perfectly legal and fine and acceptable to have abortions after 20 weeks. And if you have an abortion after 20 weeks in Australia, there are thousands and thousands of babies every year that are left in medical facilities and rooms after surviving an abortion. 20 plus week-old babies that have survived the abortion process and left in these rooms to die, to suffer and die. And that's perfectly legal and fine here and acceptable.
That is fucking insane.
It's disgusting, eh?
That is insane. What the fuck is happening to the West? What's going on?
You want to know the newest one they added to it?
Huh.
Because I don't talk much on politics, so...
Yeah. This is the perfect place to do it, Jess.
I don't talk much on this shit. But,
Yeah.
I have talked a little bit about the social media ban that they did here.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing now is that you have to prove with, like, IDs that you're over 18 to be able to use social medias. I got a message from... I even got a fucking email from YouTube. I'll read it. Hang on. I'll read it. But I got a message from fucking, even from YouTube about it, because they've also they're trying to bring in facial recognition shit and surveillance fucking stuff. So when you go to log in, they'll actually take facial recognition photos of you and record your voice and all that kind of shit, and store all that information and stuff. Which is kind of how they started a lot of the surveillance stuff in the UK.
Yeah.
This is partly how they fucking did. So first they were like, oh, we're going to protect kids from being on social media. Now it's like, oh, you have to fucking show your license and have voice recordings and facial recognition to be able to even be on the internet. And now they're pushing it where they're trying to introduce all these fucking laws on banning free speech. They're trying to fucking get rid of free speech now.
They're grasping at straws.
We don't have, because you guys have it in your amendments. You have it to protect you with free speech,
Right.
and stuff like that. We only have it in our constitution, so we do have free speech, kind of free speech laws, but they're vague, and they are within our constitution, but they're vague enough where the government can kind of use that to bring in shit like this.
Really? See, that's crazy. So ours is pretty like broad reaching, but it's just the right to free speech will not be infringed. Now, granted, already been infringed, but
It's really crazy considering if you're a predator here, you get taken out and go missing. But
Good.
yet they're letting, yet on the other end of that, they're letting children that have survived abortions just sit there and suffer and die on their own. Fucking disgusting. It's
Yeah.
weird. Weird
I
how
don't
those
know.
two things exist in the same place.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Question. When they put a predator in prison over there, do they put him in like a separate kind of prison?
Sometimes.
Oh man. dude,
Sometimes they don't. Most of the time they'll only do that because when they put them, because they'll put them in normal populated prison, and you know what happens. I don't need to go into detail about what happens. It doesn't end well for them. It doesn't work out well for them, and we've had people here die in prison for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, same here.
So now, if they get attacked, they will isolate them and shit like that. Or certain people that are too dangerous and shit will be isolated. But generally, they put in with the general population. Unless
What's
it's
going on,
changed.
Free Dog? Good to see you, my man.
Like-
Sorry, what were we saying?
It could have changed, though, mind you, because of all this shit that's going on. It wouldn't surprise me if it's changed.
Yeah. I So here, like people who did stuff to kids, they would get sent to Gen Pop and just overwhelmingly had really bad time. Which fuck them, they deserve it straight up. Like we shouldn't have made any changes, but now they put them in like special pods so they can all like get together and talk about that fucking shit, dude. It's crazy.
All right, here's the email. This is the email that they sent me. Important updates on the social media ban for the Australian creator community. Hi, Just White. We are writing to you about potential Australian government decision that could impact you, your channel, your audience, and the broader creator community. Last year, the government decided to exempt YouTube from its social media ban. So YouTube wasn't a part of all this ban. Now YouTube is being put in it. It's not official yet, but they're trying to push YouTube into it. Exempt from its planned social media age ban, recognizing its unique video platform with quality learning and educational content. We are concerned the government is now reconsidering their decision following the contradictory advice from the eSafety Commissioner and ignoring our voices and perspective from the wider community. This could directly impact your channel. We are working to ensure the government understands the full impact on creators, parents, teachers, and millions of Australian youths. If it decides to reverse its decision of exempting YouTube, and then it like goes into some other shit about how many kids, like the government's own research found that 85% of children and 68% of parents indicated YouTube was appropriate for those aged 15 and under. So YouTube's fighting back on this with Australia as well. YouTube's in on a side with this shit. Yeah, which is pretty interesting.
They're going to lose a lot of ad revenue. I mean, it's money, right?
Changing course now would ignore this evidence. So, like, they've done full-on public studies and surveys and all this shit YouTube's done to keep their exemption and stuff. And hopefully, I'm hoping that I'm not counting on it, but I'm hoping that that it will do that. I don't think it will, though, with the way that things are going.
See, if Ryan was here, he could spurg out about how they have studies and all that, but Australia's still going against it.
We are arguing the government to uphold its commitment to Parliament and the public, maintaining YouTube's exemption to allow Australian teens and families to continue accessing content. We will be in touch with new developments. Pretty much, that's what it said. So they even sent me a message about it. But now, in the last couple of weeks, that was like a month or two ago. Now, in the last couple of weeks, they've added all this free speech shit. So you remember when they were bringing in all that disinformation bullshit all over online and stuff? Well, they're actually trying to create a law here about it. And if they can bring in these laws, it undermines our free speech. So it's like, fucking, yeah, it's been escalating pretty quick.
This is crazy. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
It's a first-time thing. This is a first-time thing. It's never happened in the world before. This kind of thing has never happened anywhere else in the world. And Australia does this kind of bullshit. It fucking annoys me where they try and be like, oh, look at us. We're so liberal and progressive. We're going to be the leader of the world with this shit. That's always fucking kiss. This is what I mean about our country being kiss asses for other countries. This is about impressing and kissing the asses of other countries. That's why they're doing it.
Creedog, yeah, you can jump in, man. I got the link posted in chat. Pin a link's up top. I'm taking a risk today with people jumping in.
sorry, I know that this is Bible study stuff and I'm talking about politics.
Jess, you're good. This is fine. So
And
typically,
I don't even talk on politics, which is funny.
no, it's okay. Yeah, that's what my channel's for. This is where you talk about religion and politics. You can get it out of your system here, and then we can talk fucking social norms and the fall of the West on your channel.
I actually would love to have a conversation with Rob about this and get his thoughts on it. So this is what they're fucking pushing. These are the bills and shit that they want to push. Combating misinformation and disinformation bill.
Bullshit.
Which is aimed to regulate online content and hold social media platforms accountable for misinformation. Critics include free speech advocates expressed concerns that the bill could lead to censorship and suppresses legitimate debate. They argued that the bill lacked clear definitions of misinformation, potentially allowing for arbitrary enforcements against options. And then there's another one that they're pushing, which is called Public Backlash and Abandonment Bill, which is like they're trying to get it where you can't really advocate against it as well.
Yeah.
There's been obviously a lot more pushback on this. I think this is they're gonna kind of play this down as like, oh no, this is what we actually meant with this, kind of, because that's what they usually do with shit like this. But the other one might stick because of the social media shit that they got going. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But there's full on attack on free speech and shit. And if that shit passes here, it is going to start going on in other countries. And how that goes, I'm not saying it'd be successful or not, but it will impact impact other countries, because this is a test for other shit that they have planned going on worldwide.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
absolutely.
Scary to thought about.
Absolutely.
And they've publicly admitted that too, which goes to show how much plan is behind this shit.
Well, see, like one of the biggest things for me, right, is the second a government starts to go towards the route of disarming its citizens, the very next step is telling them what they can and can't say. The very next step.
Yep.
I mean, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say they push it in a way like with this. It was like, let's try and protect children from predators online, and we'll put these restrictions in. And like we were talking about before, predators is a big, massive culturally. That's a huge. Nobody likes that shit, but here you get you disappear pretty damn fucking fast with that kind of shit. It's so. A lot of the population is going to jump on board with something that on the surface, because most people do not look into these things. Yeah. Oh, let's protect children from predators, and that's how they'll present it as something that, you know, most people would want, but on the back end of shit, that's not even what it's actually about and what they're actually pushing it for. They're just using that as an emotional appeal to get the masses to accept it.
Weaponizing empathy. That's what they do.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your stream with that, but
no, Jess, you're good. It's good talking to you. No, you're fine. You're fine. Creedog actually he shared a link in the back, and this is gonna be on topic to what you were talking about. Toxic compassion. There you go, bro. That's a good one. Yeah. But
that's Australian politics. That's how a lot of Australian politics is, and that's why most people don't pay attention to any of our politics anymore, because most of us understand that it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's the same thing in America. For it. Like in America, when the jabs were rolling out, it was, if you don't get this, what, you want to kill grandma?
Like, yeah, they did that here.
literally our president stood up in an address to the nation and was talking to like 50% of the population and said, our patience is wearing thin.
They did it the opposite here because no one. I'm sorry if this sounds cruel, but most Australians will say once you're old, like, fuck you, you don't have that kind of level of societal value like that, like the rest of the fucking productive cunts. That's how most Australians will be. So they did the opposite here, where they were like, if you don't get it, you're killing babies. They did the opposite here, and they were like, because I had my son during 2020, my first child during 2020, and they were like trying to get me to have the thingo while I was pregnant and shit, and trying to guilt trip me like, oh, you're putting your kid in danger and you're putting you're killing babies if you don't do this, and they would put that on the news that if you don't do it, you're killing little kids and all this shit, and fucking so they did that whole opposite kind of approach to it. And they were women giving birth wearing fucking masks.
Jess, why are we as a people not fucking more? Everywhere in the West is not having enough babies.
Well, I didn't get the stabby thing, and I have kids, so I'm doing my job.
I hear you. I didn't get it. I didn't get it here either. I don't sling dick like I used to. And I wrap it up. I haven't found like a motherly woman.
I don't need to know what you do there, Lord Class.
Sorry. I'm kind of an open book, you know.
I know, but some details I don't need to know.
That's fair. Yeah. But anyway.
But you just saying the male version of I'm not fucking around, which, you know, that's cool.
Yeah.
You guys are a little bit more fucking explicit with the tongue with it.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't care, but I just do that out of respect for my kid's dad and shit.
I hear that. Oh no, 100%.
Like,
yeah. See, I'm not spoken for, so I'm
not, just so you know, I'm not like, oh, how dare you or anything.
Oh, I know that. No, you're good.
I'm just fucking with you and picking on you.
You're good. It's all good, Jess.
It's not all good. It's not all good. How dare you?
Well, yeah, I don't even know what to say.
You know, what I mean? The title of your stream is fucking to do with the Bible, and you're saying that stuff. You need to read out a Bible verse now.
All right. Let's
cleanse the soul a bit after that one.
100%. Yeah. You're right. Let's get into the good word. We're on Numbers 8 today. Where is Big Soda? Has he not arrived yet? Nope, dude. Let me tell you, that doesn't go very well. That's how you get kids like me. You know what I'm saying? Look, I wasn't a terrible kid, but I was not a good kid. I can say that with
No, Captain Save-A-Ho. Fuck that off.
Yeah. Nope. I can fix a car.
Just do you. Don't even go, like, just do you. Fucking do your church shit that you're doing, and you'll you'll probably find her at the church or something like that. It'll be where you don't expect it and shit. And you want a girl that wants you more than you want her.
Fair. Why don't you know? Like, I'm not even looking for anything right now. I'm not. Like, it seems like at any point that I would... What's going on, Scott? Welcome in, dude. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I honestly have no idea. I'm on demo scene 2 right now. That's the scene that I'm on the left-hand side.
Hang on, I'll share my screen. Give me a sec, and I'll go into a separate window on StreamYard, and I'll show you guys.
Yeah. Amagad, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Welcome in. I've built up some energy now, so I have a little more spunk in me that I can start working with.
All right. Fuck, the amount of people I've taught this shit is funny. Alright, sorry. There you go, my screen shared there. Here is your layouts. Sorry, if you've got like something, like this is where you're going to be choosing how things are set up. So if you've got it set up where it's just you, you're not going to, even if you've got other people on the panel, they're not going to show up. You won't be able to see them. Same with this. Like, if you've got this, you're going to have whoever your guests are, they'll be just here, and you're going to be bigger. So these are your layouts.
Yeah.
And they give you, like, different options of where you're at. And if you're having it where you're on the screen and your guests aren't being shown, it's probably to do with these settings that are just here. Like, this would be where I would look first, Abe, before anywhere else, would be these settings here. And if these are right, if these are in the right setting, then that's not what it is. Sometimes you do have errors with StreamYard. And StreamYard will fuck up a little bit. I've had issues many times where that's happened. But
yeah, so what was going on last night was when someone would join panel, if you weren't cammed up, you're like your little, like the little bubble right here wouldn't even appear like in this thing, but you could hear them talking. But the second you cam up, your bubble would pop up.
Yeah,
I jumped in for a little bit last night, but I was a little too drunk and I didn't want to make an ass of myself, so I'm trying to avoid making an ass of myself online.
It can be also, if you have your StreamYard tab open too long, the same tab, and then you go to fucking do all this shit, you can have errors and issues like that. I've had that happen where I've actually had to close the whole tab and reopen it because of errors like similar to that. So if you have the same tab running too long, it can do that as well.
Yeah, that just happened to me earlier. So one thing for me, what'll happen is if I have, like, let's say I'm in the stage and I have a stream scheduled. What's up, Mr. Bill? Thank you, man. It looks like a hard ass. I know, bro. I'm butt face over here. It's all good. I'm a butt head. But one thing that'll happen is, like, if my monitor goes into screensaver mode, I won't be able to get any audio to come through the mic. So I gotta like go into the actual StreamYard on my phone, drop myself out of studio from the computer, and then rejoin so it'll reconnect my mic. This seems like a relatively new
my mic fucks up on stream where I've got to unplug and plug back in my mic. I have that happen sometimes. That's the most common error that I have happen is my mic issues.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what was going on last night, Abe. It was weird, for sure. I don't know why it was doing that. I thought they might have done like an update or something, but now obviously she's not cammed up and she's up here in a little bubble, so sometimes things like that just happen. I don't know. I mean, I really like StreamYard though. It's very, I'd say, like, beginner friendly, and there's a lot that you can kind of do with it, you know. Just all the different
Just
like backgrounds and things. It's cool.
if you're having problems with your avatars and all that, I'm just saying that would be the first place. That's the first thing to check, is that area of your settings. And if that's all fine, it's most likely an issue with StreamYard. And it usually is when they're fucking around with the software and stuff and they're bringing in something new. Then they've been changing up a lot of the features in the last couple of months. So some of it is a little bit rough at the moment.
Could it be from the person coming up not being signed into StreamYard and just being there as a guest?
Possibly, but most likely not.
I thought typically, like, the symbol would just be the little, like, head outline person. Amagad, by the way, anytime you want to jump up and just BS, if you want to utilize my stream as, like, a way to just jump into a panel and talk a little bit, you're always welcome to jump in. Just so you know. I make an ass out of myself all over the internet sometimes, so it's okay. It's all right. People forgive you. You know what I mean? Jess has forgiven me plenty of times for jumping into her stream drunk and being all fucking. See, I've been thinking about dual streaming over to Kick. I don't know what the climate is over there though. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call.
Yeah, StreamYard can be difficult sometimes. It's fucking annoying. But yeah, if you're having those issues, that's the first place to check. And then if the next thing would be that I usually check is usually closing your tab and reopening your tab. Which if you close your tab and you leave the stream, as long as you don't click end, it won't like end your stream. Your stream will still keep going. And then kind of reopening it and adding it yourself back. You know, the whole unplug and plug it back in kind of trick. That tends to work a lot of the time too. If it's an error within StreamYard, it kind of reboots itself a little bit. But I have noticed myself there are a lot more little hiccups and issues within certain streams and shit with StreamYard now, just because they're fucking around with so much different shit. And they're still planning on bringing in a couple of new features and shit like that, so they're fucking around with all the software and all that kind of crap, which messes with it a little bit. So it'll probably be a little bit hiccupy for another couple of months, and then it should smooth out again.
What's going on, Sevens? Welcome in, dude. Always good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Oh shit. Charge my phone. Let's watch this video that Creedog sent. He sent like a video in. We'll see. So this is about MasterCard was forced to address this. It's Asmongold, which I'm a big Asmongold fan. I know, like, there are people out there that absolutely hate the guy, but he's hilarious, and he's kind of based on some stuff. There's other stuff that he's not too based on. Like, he believes in universal basic income and a single payer healthcare system, and that's lefty trash, but he's also pretty based in other areas. I really appreciate his moderation.
The same tactics Collective Show used to express their complaints to payment processors. Like
you have to use the Karen's ancient magic against them. You have to use it. I know it's blood magic, and it might not feel good, but you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. You're going to end up dead.
Visa and
Fire with
MasterCard.
fire.
I
That's
am
right.
actively seeing more reports of users calling these companies to complain, and this organized effort is having a visible effect on their customer service. Support staff are now clearly overwhelmed. I have
They're
seen a
upset.
bunch of reports and stories from people who have said they called Visa and then
Yep.
would just get hung up on, which I 100% believe, because every time I've called Visa, I would get a similar response. It would start off great, but as soon as the customer service agent on the other end realized what I was talking about, whether it was because I mentioned Steam or video games or censorship, they would instantly speak over me, tell me to send an email, and then just hang up. Even if I didn't stop talking, they would just
Damn.
sigh and repeat the same response over and over.
Damn.
Another time, the Visa rep just reread the
I
Visa.
kind of want to call him and see, but I'm worried I would get in trouble. Like, that's the only reason I don't do it on stream right now. If it wasn't for that, I would do it on stream right this second.
email we talked about in our previous video before hanging up, like that was supposed to fix
How'd
the
you get in
issue.
trouble?
Every call had nearly the exact same response from Visa, saying to email so they can send you this
The reason
copy.
why is I think they told Chance not to call Blizzard on stream, like way back in the day. And like, if there is a way that they could probably give me a vacation, I think that they would. And so I try to play it by the
So this is definitely a problem, and I know this is still something that's going on. So one of the things that Visa and MasterCard are doing is they're going after video game companies. And like, I don't know if you know this, but when people try like putting their dirty fucking fingers into video games, they get a really nasty response every time. I know like people like to talk shit about gamers and stuff, and like, you know, it's just some dude living in his basement or some bullshit like that. You'd be surprised how many fucking people are gamers. Like, it's insane. It's crazy. And like there's one thing, like, this is me advocating big time for gaming because I'm a gamer, okay? But one thing with gamers that we can all kind of agree on, right, is if you're a gamer, you want to be able to play your game to escape reality. Oh, didn't it start? Did that start in Australia, Jess? Do you know? I actually don't know its origin, but I know it's going on in America right now.
Did what start in Australia?
Visa and MasterCard threatening Itch.io and Steam. Do you know anything about like video game news and all that?
Ish.
Okay, well, so
I know about fucking issues with Visa, MasterCard, but not so much with gaming shit. So I know
Yeah.
that they've been wrapped up in quite a lot of issues over the years.
yeah. I mean, what they're doing
Yeah.
right now is they're going after specific game titles, and like gaming platforms like Steam and Itch.io are kind of caving to them, because the thing is, what they're doing is they're threatening them with, well, if you don't take these games off, we're not gonna allow people to utilize our cards on your platform. And that's some straight up mafia shit. Like, that's extortion. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, that's what that is. And if that continues without people, if that continues without like someone developing a new form of payment, which there already are other forms of payment now, you know, but if that continues, that's not good. You know what I mean? The people who, like, that is specifically people who own the
That's
digital.
been going on
Hey,
for a
Live
while,
for Life,
yeah.
what's up? Welcome
How
back
long-
in. Good
How
to see
long
you.
has that been going on over there?
This is just recently.
This has been going on for a few years over here.
I mean, like, specifically the gaming thing.
I'm talking about MasterCard having issue with gaming fucking
Oh, okay.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been going on for a couple of years.
I was just getting clarification. That's all.
Same with them not just demanding with that kind of shit, but with quite a few similar things like that. And they use the excuse of like child violence or predatory shit as a way of doing it.
Yeah. See, but that's exactly what it comes down to. You're right. It comes down to, well, we wouldn't want kids to get a hold of these games. That's like, dude, there's literally settings that you can put, like, the issue with to me with this, okay? This is the exact route that governments take to gain more control, okay? So what they do is they give parents the incentive to be in favor of these things. And, like, I'm not saying all parents are, but there are parents like this, where they say, we can take this responsibility off of your shoulders.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a few years here, but way before
yeah.
the social media ban.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is, it's the same thing. I mean, they tried to do this big time back in the 2000s. This is like the first. Go ahead.
It hasn't worked. Like, there's been tons and tons of pushback where they've been trying to push it for the last few years, but it's been like a up and down battle where they just haven't had anything land up until, like, this social media ban shit's come in. Because now that's all more serious here. Now they're trying to push that as a part of it. They're trying to attach video games and all this shit onto the ban as well. So that was actually an added point to that social media ban, is that they're trying to include video games and shit in that as well. That's also included as a part of what the fuck you just brought up on the screen as well. So yeah, that's been going on for a few years here, but in the last since the start of this year, it's gotten a lot more traction here because of all the social media ban shit.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you would be fucking shocked, Mistafista, if you saw some of the sentences people get for the shit that is that the sentences that people get here for doing stuff to kids. It's fucking terrible. What's going on, Doomerang? Welcome in, bro. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I mean, it's sick. It's sick. There are people who do shit to kids, like, without ending them, you know? They'll get, like, 6 months. It's insane.
Here they get usually around 3 years, maybe. And most of that will be, like, you do, like, 6 months or 12 months actually jail time, and the rest is, like, fucking... like charity shit and behavior bonds and all this other crap that they fucking get. And then they also get put on the register, but they also get protected by the fucking government as well. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't understand what the deal is with the government, like, defending these fucking people, man. It really pisses me off. Look, here's the thing with that stuff, right? When it comes to people who are attracted to kids, the second you act on it as one of those kinds of people, you are almost guaranteed to do it again. There is no form of, like, rehabilitation, because those people, it's like, Jess, it's like if, let's say,
Can I be asked for a minute? In my opinion, if you even think about that stuff, you don't deserve to breathe.
Fair, 100%. Yeah. I mean, like, this is one thing I've said that might be slightly unpopular, right? But this is one thing I truly believe. If you are born and you have this disposition, okay, and you live your entire life and you never act out on it, and then you die, I'll tip my hat to you for the discipline. But that's it, right? Like, because I understand that it's not a choice, but if you find yourself in that situation, just Just do us all a favor. You know what I mean? Do us all a favor and do every child on the planet a favor. And we're good. We're good at that point. That may be a little radical, okay? But, like, to me, I think if somebody one day realizes I get aroused by thinking of underage people or kids even, just do us all a favor, okay? I think that's fair, right?
I gotta shut up. I can't say what I actually think on YouTube.
That's fine. It's fine. You know? But like
yeah. It's not YouTube safe, but it's very appropriate for the topic.
yeah, oh, 100%. I wish YouTube wasn't so fucking
Yeah.
sensory. You know what I mean?
I know, it's fucked. It's really fucked up, especially with about something like this, but
100%.
on my channel, it's called also it's your channel. On my channel, I would push the bounds of that a little bit, but I'm not gonna do that on yours.
I mean, as long as, like, I don't know. My thing is,
What I said was enough of the direction of my thoughts.
fair. Yeah. No, I get it. I get where you were going with it. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, when people say, well, we're trying to find some kind of rehabilitation, that's like if overnight, okay, I like the world needs to be gay or something, and they try to put me in some kind of like rehabilitation to make me gay because I'm straight. It's never going to work. It will not work. You can't restructure the brain like that. The only thing that you can do is practice discipline and not live in certain ways, right? So, like, if like, and I'm speaking very like specific hypothetical here, but when it comes to people who are attracted to kids, that is never going to change. And once they act out on it, it's done. It's done. That you're guaranteed to do something about that. Requip. I have not, actually. Doomerang. I have not heard about Requip. Yeah, live for life. No, but like, I think people who are gay engage in something that is against nature, right? Or at least against like the benefit of society and the human race in and of itself. But I don't have an issue with people being gay. They can do whatever they want.
Let's just call it what it is. It's a defect and an abnormality.
Yeah, 100%. Never heard of that, bro. Never heard of that at all. Mr. Fista says they did studies in the 60s where they electrically stimulated certain regions of the brain associated with arousal and successfully turned a gay man straight, who later got married. Well, I mean, so here's the thing. People can act to get out of getting their brain zapped. You know what I mean? I don't know if that necessarily actually make someone straight. But at the end of the day, like, I don't even like try to think about, like, as long as a gay person is doing something consensual with somebody else, really at the end of the day, it's none of my business, and it doesn't matter what I think about it, right? Like, if it's a consenting adult with a consenting adult, fine. The second that shit bleeds over into children, that's something that needs to, end, dude. It's something that needs to end. And, you know.
What about animals?
Yeah, that's just gross.
You know, that's way more common than people think it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Just go
fucked
to
up,
Afghanistan.
but it's so much more common than people think it is.
Yeah, go to Afghanistan. I mean, like, that's not, this isn't like a racially charged statement. It's true. It's fact. Like, it's insane. They literally.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in your own country, like in America.
Yeah.
It exists more than what you think it does. I can guarantee it. Go actually do some looking into it. Because I'll tell you what made me look into this shit. Because there were women getting fucking arrested in Australia here. For like bestiality with their dogs and shit. Why do you think the whole peanut butter dog mums thing is a meme on my channel? It's because of all of the Australian women that went to jail for bestiality for using peanut butter with their dogs. It's a real fucking thing. And they're just the ones that got caught too. And it's not just a thing here. It's a thing in America too. And you have a lot more population, so there'd be a lot more of them doing it. That's what I mean. Just that is way more common than people think it is. So now whenever you see a woman and she's got a little dog in a little basket or a carrier, or she's letting it lick their face, you're probably going to look at it a lot differently.
Some things. Damn it, Jess! Why did you do that? Oh man. Oh.
Now you're thinking about, holy shit, all these people that are inappropriate with their fucking animals. How actual common is it? Exactly.
What's up, Steelman? Welcome in. Good to see you.
Hey, Doomerang, I give all these fucking bitches shit for this shit. Of course I fucking know about this crap.
That's...
Did you see when I called out the bitches for having loose sloppy cunts? That was fucking funny.
No, I didn't see that.
They were talking about men having old saggy balls and stuff, and I was like, you know what's worse than old saggy balls? Is wrinkly, used up, worn out flaps.
Yeah, it looks like an Arby's sandwich.
Well, these girls were both fucking self-proclaimed feminist whores. So, you know.
And I guess, like, when there's
now when I say peanut butter dog mums to these bitches, because it's bitches like that I'll say, oh, you got a dog? You're a dog mum? Oh, you're a peanut butter girl, are you? Now you know what I'm talking. Now you know what I'm saying to them. And the thing is that, like I said, because when I actually found out that there were people that got arrested and shit for it and went to jail for it, I started confronting women on it. And that's what this is what makes me think it's a lot more common than what people realize. Is both online and in real life, I started confronting women on this, and their reaction to it says guilt. And I was surprised at how often I got a guilty response.
That is fucking abhorrent. I just... Ugh.
It's disgusting, yeah. It's and it's eye-opening, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like all these girls, and you see how they are with their dogs, and you're like, oh my fucking god. Now I can't unsee that shit. I was blissfully ignorant, and now I'm not.
You know, sometimes I wish I was ignorant to a lot of things in the world. You know, I was having a conversation with this chick that I work with up there at the bar, and you know, I was talking to her about, like, I had seen this reel as I was kind of like scrolling through my phone, and it was, here, hold on, I might even be able to pull it up because it's a YouTube short.
Is it just a white woman thing or other? I don't know. But if you confront, I just found out a string of events where there was like a bunch of, there's in both America, Australia, and the UK, there's been women that have gone to jail for it. And then I started confronting bitches on it, and You try it yourself. Actually confront some of these bitches on it and you watch the responses. And then come back to me and let me know what you think.
Oh, I wish I could avoid it entirely. All right, so this was the reel. Well, I guess it wasn't a reel; it was a short, but it was a short that I came across, and it just it fired me up because it was like, oh, dude, this is amazing, you know.
What felt like to be America and the teenager in 2000s.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Yep. It's actually crazy how good it was. It was a good time.
Yeah,
Great time. Peak? Absolutely. What's this here? What felt like?
The 2000s, and it's so funny I'm saying this now, because back then it was like, this is the way that I looked at people when they talked about how cool the 80s were. And when I see that and I think back on the 2000s, I remember, holy shit, that was 20 years ago, you know? And it was just, the 2000s was so good, man. I loved it. I mean, of course, there was like 9/11 and all that, and George Bush was president. But like, just society was so different, man. Society was so different. Like, no one talked about racism. It wasn't a thing. Black people didn't think it was a thing. White people didn't think it was a thing. No one gave a shit about it. It literally did not matter what your skin color was. All that mattered is if you were a good person. You know what I mean? And now we've gotten to this point where, like, you know, it's really just like I don't even want to call them liberals, because there's 2 different kinds of liberals. There's the big L liberal, which is what the country was founded on, and then there's these fucking losers that call themselves liberals, but they'd rather like they push for kids. Oh, dude, I grew up in a black neighborhood. I don't want to fucking hear it. Like, I know you probably have your trust fund and you were raised in a middle class family and all that. I come from a trailer park and I'm surrounded by black people all the time. I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay, but okay. But
Yeah, peanut butter girls weren't a thing in the 2000s. Actually, that's more like around the times where a lot of them went to jail for it. It was around that time. That's how I heard about one incident of it. Cat was on the news one time when I was fucking like, probably like 14, I think I was. And I thought it was absolutely fucking foul. And I was like, what the fuck? And I actually thought, oh, because at that age, you don't really have the awareness of how disgusting people are and how many disgusting people there actually are in the world. So it's like, you know, I just thought, oh, it's a one-off thing. Like, you don't hear about those things all the time, every day. But I actually fucking, I actually, just like with incest and all that shit, how we kind of don't talk about it. Bestiality is another one that we don't really talk about a lot. Which, yeah. It kind of made me curious. How many people have actually been arrested for this? Just randomly, I fucking was, because I ask questions about a lot of shit for some reason. So I looked it up. I just looked it up. How many people have been arrested for that? How many people have gone to jail for that? And I was fucking shocked that how many incidences of women. It's always women with dogs with this particular scenario. It's always women that do it. And there's been that people all over the world, people in Australia, people in America, people in fucking the UK, and a lot more than what people think. I've been caught for it. And then I started trolling bitches. Like, you know, those girls that act like their dog is their boyfriend or something. And they're like, oh, my dog, I take it everywhere. And they sleep with it and they fucking treat it like it's like, they've got like a weird relation. I would troll them and call them peanut butter dog mums and fucking, and say, and just say that they do, I would troll them saying they do inappropriate stuff and with their dogs. And I was shocked by how many of them reacted. Like, guilty reactions. And I'm like, I'm just joking. And you're like, what the fuck?
Kat, you definitely did. Welcome in, though. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate
Wait, chat. I dare you guys to test this out. Test it out and ask a fucking, these dog mum bitches, ask them about it. Ask them about peanut butter and just watch their reaction on their face. Don't even, the thing is, you just have to ask them, do you have a good supply of peanut butter? And they'll straight away give you a guilty, you'd be surprised. Because I fucking was. And I don't even want to know how common the shit is. Just from seeing that tells me enough. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anymore.
Jess, I probably won't do that because I don't want to know. There's already...
Well, if you're going to date a chick and she has dogs and she loves her dogs, just ask her, how much do you like peanut butter? Make sure you do that before you go dating her or doing anything with her, just so you can make sure that she's not guilty of anything.
Okay, so... Oh, man. I'm, like, scarred now, Jess.
Well, now you know why I have such a distaste and disdain for women that are all about their oh, my puppy, my dog, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't trust you, bitch. It's because of that shit.
I mean, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
I was scarred. I was joking and like I just saw a few arrests that I thought was just like, what the fuck? This is retarded. And then I started joking with women that were overly affectionate with their animals. And they would go bright red and start over explaining themselves and all this. And I'm like, holy fuck, these women are guilty of shit. I don't want to know what it is.
Creedog. I see that's on YouTube. All right. Creedog sent in another. He sent in another.
So, yeah, just be aware of the dog lovers, the women that are dog lovers.
So my thing is, I have a pug. You know that, right? I got Charlie here. Come here, Boba. Come here. He's not a fan of me right now because I'm on the computer.
I'd be especially sus if she says, I don't like peanut butter, and then you go to her house and there's a peanut butter jar on the shelf. And she goes, oh no, that's just for my friends that come over. Yeah, sus. Sus as fuck.
No, he is... He's much better with... Yeah, Kat, I'm very grateful for that.
The thing is, Kat, it's that I've made no, but I've made those jokes with Kat before about dog lovers and peanut butter dog mums. She's heard me say peanut butter and dog mums before. She doesn't react guilty though. She's not guilty of anything, so she doesn't give me a guilty response. But there are a lot of women where I didn't expect a guilty response and I still got one. And it's like, I don't want to know the context. I really don't. Just knowing those other women's stories of them all getting arrested for that shit, and then just saying that and watching them get triggered, that's enough that's enough for me. I don't need to know anymore.
I can't.
The fucked up thing is that I'm not actually joking. Like,
No,
I troll about it.
I know
I troll about it and shit, but the more I troll about it, the more I actually notice women that have guilty responses to it, which makes me realize that it's actually a lot more common than I first thought it was. I thought it was something that was like really rare and one-off, and like I would get that, ew, that's gross, that's disgusting, what the fuck kind of reaction from most women. I thought that was the reaction I would get, not a whole I'm gonna go bright red and blush and then over-explain myself. That's a guilt response.
I just look.
That
What?
really surprised me, and
I just-
that made me rethink. Well, maybe this isn't as rare as I first thought it was, and now
Hey,
I'm
Big
pretty
Soda,
convinced
Big
that it's
Soda,
not.
just so I can make sure it's you, cam up for me, bro. All right. What's up, dude? Welcome in, my man.
Sorry, I just woke up from a nap.
So you don't think they do it with cats?
Hold on.
No.
No. So when I asked him to cam up, it was just at first it was, and it killed me, bro. That was hilarious. Yeah, no shit, Rude. This has been interesting, to say the very least, my man.
And no, cat ladies don't do it. Cat ladies are fucking crazy. Dog mums are weirdos. Fucking weirdos. And fucking cat ladies are cuckoo crazy.
So
But-
I will say this. There's like an entire community of cat people. They call them Kitty Cat Haven. And what they do is they go to just locations that have they're a little like, I don't want to say infested, but just they have large populations of stray cats. Like my building has an entire fucking family of stray cats that lives here. And what they do is they go out, they make sure they're fed, they take them to the vet, they get them shots, they get them fixed, all that, and try to give them like as healthy of a life as they can possibly give them. But the issue is, it's very dangerous if you are a cat owner to live in a place with a bunch of stray cats like this, because they all get what's called FeLV, which is like HIV for cats, and it can be spread just on like by touch, right? Like it doesn't even have to be like sharing food or water or anything like that. Like literally gets transferred very, very fast. Yeah. So my thing is like, just, I'm not saying put them to sleep or anything, but like find somewhere to take them other than a place where they can spread that to people's pets. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But there's a whole community of people that like they volunteer their time to go take care of stray cats in Birmingham. It's very interesting. What's going on, Big Soda Corey Barton? How you doing today, brother?
Oh man, I just woke up, so I'm just trying to catch back up with where we're at.
I'm not going over it again. Low class, you want to summarize?
No, I'm good.
That's fair. I had to show away my cat.
dog. Yeah, this was definitely a good segue into why we need God.
Good talk. Good eye-opening. Good talk.
Yeah.
I think as much as it's not something that people want to hear, I think it is something that especially guys should be aware of. Maybe you should kind of mention that and sit back and watch her reaction a bit before you get too ahead of yourself with that one.
I will say, it's funny, but well, actually, you know what? I'm not even. I have a story. I'm not gonna tell it though. That's something I feel like might.
I can see you looking back through women who fit the description that I'm saying, where you're like, I now see you completely different.
Yeah.
Welcome to reality and the truth. It's fucked sometimes.
Well, I mean, yeah. I knew that much, but the rabbit hole goes deeper. I hit the bottom and was like, I'm done. And Jess said, nope, here's a shovel.
Fucking foul ass fucking shit. Yeah.
It is,
And everyone wants to believe that women are all proper, and they don't do stuff like this, and yet things like that are a lot more common than people want to believe. And all you have to do is ask people questions, and people tell on themselves.
Yeah.
That's true. You'd be shocked at how often people kind of tell on themselves, especially like the more and more you talk to them.
People always tell on themselves.
Yeah.
Always.
And especially the lonelier the person, the more willing they are to tell you their, I guess, I wouldn't say the darkest secrets, but tell on themselves about a lot of their degeneracy.
Just gonna like dump half a gallon of
People
bleach.
tell on themselves just by how they defend themselves too. But so I can tell kind of who's guilty and who's guilty of something and who isn't, just by like Kat's reaction there. She's just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm a dog mom. That's like, and her reaction's normal, like what a normal person would do. But there have been many occasions, more than I'd like, that I would actually like there to be, where I've confronted women, especially online, and their reaction is a full guilt reaction, whether that's going full on red with embarrassment, or it's straight away going on a defensive, trying to explain and talk their way out of things.
Yeah.
And that's a guilty response, and that's somebody telling on themselves. They're not directly saying, yeah, I did it, but their response itself is already enough.
Oh.
When it comes to lies, people will tell on themselves through making up excuses. So they will make up their excuses, but they'll overdo it to the point where they'll start actually putting in parts of the truth that are actual details, and then they will trip up on that. So they'll keep over explaining as well. So you just let people have enough rope, and they'll just give you the whole story without you don't even need to do anything. People like to talk, so if you give them a space to let them talk, they'll tell you all that shit.
They will. That they will. Absolutely. Yeah, it's the old adage of giving someone just enough rope to hang themselves.
Yep.
All right. Trying to find what's going on, Jessica. Good to see you. Welcome in.
Hello,
Yeah,
Jessica.
don't listen to them cats. You're good people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to say too, I am not saying that all dog mums fall under that. It's just I find the reaction that a lot of women have to that very suspicious.
No, I think my mom's got a certain element of that. It's like, since her and my dad divorced, like, probably been about 18 years
She has
ago.
an inappropriate relationship with a dog.
Yeah.
A lot of women do.
And it's just not having a man around the house, or having, I guess their kids around the house anymore. It's kind of created this weird manifestation relationship.
That's usually where it'll go from that into all that gross, fucked up shit that we don't want to believe or think about.
Yeah.
Which is really, but you think about how many women actually have an inappropriate relationship with their dog, and that's actually visible for people to see. Like, it's not, when you start thinking about that, it's not actually as uncommon as people believe. And with a society that promotes women to be allowed to get away with things like this, and this being normalized and okay, which we do have a society where that's the case, and men are pushed out of the house and we're pushing all these fucking things that are really detrimental to women in general, and by the time they're 40, they're fucked in the head anyway. That kind of shit is going on a lot more than what people want to think or know. And then you guys are dating these women. Like, I think you guys should be a little bit aware of that.
Well, see, so based on like, and this might be a little too personal to put it on the internet. I don't really care though. Based on my relationship with my mom, I like where I'm fucked in the head is. It seems as though like my brain finds attraction to women that are physically abusive to things. Not in the sense of like anger wise, right? Not like they get a kick out of it, but like that have like very, very bad anger issues. And
That's not an uncommon thing, lower class. A lot of men are attracted to toxic women.
yeah,
In general.
it's fucking. You know, if the world was all like sunshine and rainbows, that'd be cute.
It's
like
the
maybe
fire.
liberalism would have a shot. But
It's the
that's
fire. And most of the girls that do the good girl thing or are moral or whatever, they don't have that crazy, fiery thing to them. And guys do find that, like, I've heard tons of guys talk about how they find that attractive. Like, that is very common lower class. I wouldn't feel bad about that at all. And the fact that you're kind of trying to be aware of that and get discipline over that, I like credit to you, because a lot of guys, they're aware of it and they just don't care at all. They're just like, I want it, so I'm gonna do it anyway. And then and then it's like, well, you're gonna have consequences there, and it's like, I can't feel sorry for you if you know what you're walking into and then you're doing it anyway.
yeah, because it's one of those things, at least in my case, where it's like a subconscious attraction. Because I think that there's something that you can spot early on to see those things. And I get a subconscious attraction to that thing, and then it's not until it's demonstrated, like, right in front of me, you know? Like, I think I was telling you, that girl that I was talking to for months, right?
Oh, we don't have to go there.
Yeah. Well, so, like, the whole thing with that is I saw her treat her dog in a very mean way for barking at somebody, you know? I'll just put it like that. And
we had a conversation.
Immediately, I was like, "Oh shit," you know.
Turn on. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Sorry.
No, we had a conversation about this girl, me and lower class, and he was pretty smitten by her, would be the right word. He was like, "Oh, I think she's hot. I like her." Blah 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 blah, and he gave me a good description of what kind of woman she was. And I said to him straight away, there's something off about this chick. Like, I don't think that she's actually in this the way that... And I said a few things of how I thought. And I wasn't trying to be a cunt. I was just being completely direct from where I could see things.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that I was correct with what I thought, because I could see it from a woman to woman point. Where she was really at with her intentions, where he was smitten by that whole, she's got this sexy, hot fucking anger edge that I can sense, but I can't put my finger on. And that's what he's describing, yeah.
And boy, when that shit comes out, it's not. I can't. Man.
A lot of guys struggle with that, yeah, and. That's rough, because if you've got an overall pull towards that, and women do it with dudes that are no good for them as well.
Yeah.
And it can, if you make that a habit in your life, that can be hard to break for both men and women. I do think it's more damaging for women, just because they get so fucked up and they actually can't get out of it. They're permanently fucked up. I think dudes can get really fucked up from it, but they have a lot more chance of recovering and having a good life still, even after having something like that in their life.
Well, it's just an exercise in discipline for me, right? That's and again, that's where God comes into my life. Oh, Kogashuko, welcome in. Always good to see you. Scott, yes, fucking like Matrix style dodge, dude. It got close, buddy. Let me tell you.
I feel like a cunt because like I didn't mean to do the whole "I told you so" thing. I was just trying to tell you
Hold
where I
up.
saw it.
Hold up. I came to you on your stream and was like, "Hey, you told me so."
I know.
Yeah. But no,
I
like
know.
that's 100%. Say it all you
I
want.
did the same thing with Wally. I said to Wally, I said that he was gonna make himself look like an idiot, destroy his reputation, and then that girl was gonna run off with someone. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what fucking happened. I said it directly to the guy, and I wasn't trying to be a cunt. I was actually same thing. I was just trying to say it where I saw it.
Well, so I will say this. I made the right choice taking things slow with this one. I never fucked her. And I think that was, maybe I shouldn't say it like that on this, but
That's why that's why you're talking about all this dick stuff, is because you're thinking about, damn, I wish I at least fucked her before I fucked her off.
Nah, actually, I'm glad I didn't.
Good.
Because
Holy shit. That is a step forward for you. Because some of the stuff you've told me about where you've been in the past, that's a huge fucking progressive step for you. Like progression forward for you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really glad to hear that. Holy shit, lower class.
Well, I mean, I've already said though, like I don't have like a massive body count.
Yeah,
or
I know.
anything. You know what I mean? Like I think I've slept with 9 women total in my entire life, and 4 of those were relationships, right? And you know, I'm not pro promiscuity or anything. I'm glad I didn't though, because my thing is like I don't care what anybody says. When I have sex with a chick, there's like more of an emotional connection there for me. Maybe it's not like incredibly strong or way stronger, but there's more of an emotional connection there regardless. And I'm glad I didn't, because now I would have like emotions tied into some chick that's like abusive to animals. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad that you said that about being a man that has emotional attachment with that, because it's not as common. Like for women, it's pretty much all women are like that. Like, and first, it's all women are like that, but it's different for different women. Like it'll be more intense and less intense for different women. But men, a lot of women don't realize that there are men that are like that as well. You're not the only guy I've ever heard say that. I've heard multiple guys say that. It's not as common, but it still is enough of a number of men that women don't recognize at all, and they actually take for granted a lot of the time.
Well, see, so my thing is, right, like I'm trying to have a healthy level of self-awareness, and the more self-awareness that I can practice, like looking inside and like seeing who I am, and understanding to the best of my knowledge who that is, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to navigate these kinds of things in life, right? Like, and that's just the way I look at it.
Asking questions.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm grateful for the way things have turned out.
No, I'm actually, I know this probably doesn't mean much coming from me, but I'm actually proud of you that you could see that in time like that with her, because that's really tricky for a lot of guys. They get, because they're so you were smitten by her. So be able to have awareness past that, that's a really, really good habit to have. That, you know, you should be really proud of yourself with that kind of level of self-control, even when you're highly emotional with somebody.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any kids, right? And that's what I want. That's what I'm working towards in my life, is like starting a family. And to have that, raising my kids, I don't want kids like me. You know what I mean? I want kids that are well adjusted. You know, like I'm not well adjusted.
2 things that I could give you advice with that with a chick is that find a chick that wants you more than you want her, and a chick that wants a family just as much or more than you do.
Yeah, I mean, there's 100%. But like I don't think that I could be in a long-term relationship with someone who doesn't believe in God, or at least have a relationship with God.
Yeah,
That's,
I'm not.
That's very important. Not even necessarily Christian. I know that sounds crazy, but if I'm going to be with a woman, she has to believe in God. Like,
There'll be other things
that
too
relationship.
that are important to you. There'll be other things that are deal breakers or are things that are extremely important and stuff, and you may not even be able to fully articulate it, but you'll be able to know and sense it when it comes up with those interactions and shit like that. There'd be other things around that too, but to have a woman that actually is loyal and respectful and desire you properly and actually do all that duty stuff, she needs to want you more than you want her. It has to be that way for her to respect you properly.
Yeah.
That's a very, very important thing, no matter what your beliefs are.
I know. Well, so here's the way I look at it, right? Like, if God comes before the relationship, those godly things like respect and genuine commitment and honesty and all that stuff will come after, right? Like that, they will follow a relationship, or not follow, but like those will be in a relationship where God is put first. And that's just my opinion.
No, I agree. It's a foundation and a framework before you even come in to put your own added point or your own added whatever you want around that, to create whatever life you want. They already have the framework of morality and all this kind of belief thing that, you can kind of go, all right, we got this together, both of us. Now I'm gonna lead us into building whatever we're doing from there.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what you want. You don't want a fucking fixer-upper chick. You don't want a chick that you're constantly just cleaning up her messes and fixing her problems all the time. Or that's
and I don't want a
useless.
chick that's gonna have to do the same thing for me, right? Like,
Or you have to teach morals and beliefs to be, or you're constantly butting heads on that kind of shit. You don't. Yeah, I completely get where you come from with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in my life I've had 2 healthy relationships, right? I've only been in, like, when I say relationship, I mean something that lasted more than like a year. You know what I mean? Not even, I think my longest relationship was 2.5 years, and it was the healthiest relationship I've been in, but it was after that one that I understood like how important communication is, and and I wasn't even a Christian at that point, but I understood, or like learned how important communication is, and just like a genuine reciprocity between everything that I do and she does. For me, those things are vitally important, right? And I am just grateful that I was given the opportunity to learn that. You know what I mean? Because I really care. But when I'm with somebody, I genuinely care about them, and if what's going on, Emmett? Good to see you, man. And if they genuinely care about me, like, it shows not only in, thank you, man, you too, bro. If they genuinely care about me, that is just gonna be shown in actions, I feel like
I think a lot of women forget that men they don't like hearing you just talk, because a lot of women think they can convince a man into shit. And I think a lot of women forget that. That's like, shut the fuck up and just show through your action. Like, the more you talk, the less you're going to be believed. The more you're trying to manipulate instead of actually being genuine. And a lot of women fucking are actually so desperate to impress the dude that they like that they just talk. They fuck it up through just talking shit instead of just getting on with doing it.
Yeah. It's funny to me how it seems like for some reason in society today, like, God-centered relationships get so much like shit talked about them, but all of the God-centered relationships that I've seen in my life, especially people that, I knew them before their relationship, during their relationship, and they're still together, especially that have gone into marriage, right? They are the healthiest and most structured marriages I know of. My buddy Yoked Mule, he came on, and he was like the first friend that I met when I moved to Birmingham, and I met him when he was like 19 or 20. You know, he was just a kid, and now he's, you know, halfway through his 20s. He's married. He has a kid. Like, you know, he centered his entire marriage is centered around God. Him and his wife, like the way that they communicate is, it's just crazy seeing somebody who's so much younger than me. Like he's 6 or 7 years younger than me, and it's so crazy seeing like someone that, you know, seeing someone be somewhere that I want to be one day. You know what I mean? Like I want to have a relationship like that. I got my own shit that I need to take care of because I'm a little
That's good,
crazy.
though. If you've got someone around you like that, that's really, really good.
Yeah.
Were your grandparents like that?
And
Yes.
and he, you know
Yeah.
what? That person, he probably could give you more useful advice than what I'm giving you. I'm just giving you the female fucking side of shit. Like, take what's useful and leave the rest, because I'm in no way trying to tell you what to do with any of your fucking shit like this.
As with everything, you know what I mean? That's typically how I operate. You know?
Yeah, same. I don't want you to ever fucking think that I'm like, yeah.
No, dude, Jess.
This shit gets complicated.
I'm a pretty open-minded guy when it comes to hearing people out, because you can learn something from everyone, right? Like that's
Yeah.
just the way I think about things. Like there's some people that, you know, I'm kind of a prick to them online or whatever, but you know,
I'm a
I
cunt to
still-
everybody.
There you go, yeah.
Everyone gets my fucking shit equally. I'm a cunt to everybody. I'm a
Yeah.
fucking prick to put up with. I know that. I'm a stubborn ass bitch. So, you know. I mean well, but I'm a prick to put up with.
She's always been nice to me, so that's what I judge it off.
Yeah, 100%. You've been very good to me and my channel. You've always let me up on your panels, and we always have a good time. So I love having you around, no matter how much of a cunt you say you are. You know what I
I
mean?
appreciate it, lower class.
But yeah,
Because my grandparents are like that, so like that's kind of where I gauge it off of when it comes to relationships centered around God.
all right, let's watch this video Creedog sent in, because sorry,
You watch
I
that,
was about to pull it up earlier and I forgot to.
No. Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll suppose. I'm sorry for derailing your whole fucking stream. It's been some really good conversation though. I appreciate
No,
it.
yeah, 100%. No, it's been great having you
But
up.
but
This
yeah,
is
we
so-
should get to some Bible stuff. Like that's what you're here for. So
Well, so typically in the first like 2.5, 3 hours, it's just kind of an open discussion.
okay.
And then after that, me and Corey get into reading the Bible. Sometimes we get some people to jump in and read with us, you know, but
Okay. All right, that's good to know for the future that, you know, I can pop in at the start and talk some shit with you.
yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It-
Go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say it's usually about like, you know, personal things that relate to their life and stuff like that. So it was in the ballpark of what we normally talk about.
Yeah. Yes, some
Yeah,
of it
see,
was a little out there, but
I'm the opposite. That's probably why I feel a little bit like, am I stepping over the line here a little bit? Because I usually talk in
No.
generalities. I don't talk a lot of real. I will talk on personal stuff if people want to ask or talk about it, but generally I don't too much. Like, yeah, it's not. Usually when I talk, it's generalities, but sometimes I'll talk on personal shit. I'm
Yeah.
pretty open with a lot of fucking things. But also, I'm a little bit different on other channels to what I'm like on my panels. On my panels, I'm pretty ruthless. But
Oh, you
I
are?
try and be a little bit more tamed on when I'm on other people's channels.
yeah. And I mean, I appreciate that. I'm not very tame on your channel though, so
Yeah,
Please,
but you
by
know
all
you can. You know you're allowed to be like that,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
If anything, I'm a little more tame on my channel than I am on other people's.
But that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that. Like, you know the rules there of just no TOS shit. There's certain things that we don't
Yeah.
discuss, but other than that, you're allowed to be a ruthless fucking cunt over there.
Good. I will keep that in mind. I do my best to not break TOS over there. I'll keep tabs on it. I promise. All right. So, what'd you say?
No, I just laughed and I was gonna say let's get into this shit now.
Oh yeah. Creedog sent this. He sent this. Yeah, it's gonna be a reaction. But wait, I might not want to watch it live. Why? Is this TOS, bro? It's on YouTube though.
Oh yeah, some things will get you striked if you play it. Don't play anything from fucking Fresh and Fit ever on your live streams.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Don't ever do that. There's certain other things. I might actually send you a list of just certain shit not to ever play on your live streams, because if you do, you will get a strike. You won't even just get a copyright thing. You'll get a full-on strike, and if you get too many strikes in a row, your channel will be taken off you.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn.
All right. He's saying it's just a bit of dark humor. That's I love dark humor. So let's get into this.
Yeah. Turn your fucking music down though, so we can hear it.
Hey. Go easy on me. I'm new at this shit.
Don't worry, I'll be a bit of a bitch about it like this, and then all of a sudden you'll have it all sorted like straight away. Like bang, you'll be onto it before you know it. Anyway, sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah. Pipe down so we can hear it, Jess.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
All right.
Orlando, who sends me a copy of a story that appeared in the Los Angeles Times. He says, a prestigious newspaper, not the oft-maligned Weekly World News. Quoting the story, in retrospect, lighting the match was my big mistake, but I was only trying to retrieve the gerbil. Eric Tomaszewski told the news doctors in the severe burns unit of Salt Lake City Hospital. Tomaszewski and his homosexual partner, Andrew Kinky Farnham, had been admitted for emergency treatment after a felching session had gone seriously wrong.
Wait, what is felching?
I don't think I know what that is. I think I'm confusing that with belching.
Nope. Yeah, not watching this. Sorry, bro. Sorry, guys. Not happening. Sorry, I just looked up what that is. Not fucking happening. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's a real Mr. Garrison.
Yes.
Good lord.
Not happening. It was a good attempt. We're just gonna leave that there. Creedog, I appreciate the submission, but that's not happening, bro.
He was trying to scar you for life, then.
I'm good. Yep. I'm all right. By the way,
You've had enough scarring today between peanut butter dog mums and that. I think that's enough for one day for lower class. Small
absolutely,
doses. Small doses. We don't want to overwhelm him with too much reality.
Yeah, reality gets pretty
I
dark.
get enough reality, okay? It's not that. There's just certain things.
I'm fucking with you.
I know. There's just certain things I would prefer to stay ignorant to. You know.
Yep.
I agree. There's certain things I ain't doing. I'll like listen to people talk about what they've seen or whatever, but I ain't fucking personally going and getting scarred in the name of research. Fuck that shit. You can do that, and I will listen to your scarring of it and that shit. I ain't fucking doing that.
Yeah. This I've already had.
Fuck that.
enough exposure to people doing things with animals. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm not watching that shit. No.
There's a there was a subreddit that I used to love. It was called Eye Bleach, and it's just
I
a
don't
bunch
wanna
of,
know.
like, yeah, it was just a bunch of
Disturbing shit.
no, it was the exact opposite. It was like wholesome memes and like pictures of animals and beautiful landscapes and like good stories and stuff like that. And it was supposed to be the exact opposite of what what the rest of reality is.
I think you should have a certain level of awareness without I can know that there's whores and sluts. I don't need to go be one to know what that is. And I'm not like, you know what I mean? I don't need to go and even watch what they do to know what that is. Kind of thing. And I prefer to have that kind of a level of awareness enough to know what is. But I'm happy to be ignorant to all that shit. I didn't go clubbing into parties and do all that shit for a reason. I've heard all the shit that people do and all the things that happen and all that. I don't need to go and do it to know. I already know. You know what I mean? Some things, some lines you just don't cross. Certain things you just don't do. And some things, some doors are meant to be closed and stay that way.
Absolutely. Not all knowledge is meant to be obtained.
And I don't fucking want it. Okay, there's a lot of it where it's like
I agree with you. I'm the same. I will purposely go out of my way to avoid some of that shit.
Yeah.
Just because, and then you hear people complain about the consequences of that shit, and you're like, thank fuck, I'm fucking that's not in my world. Thank fuck for that. I'm not making those choices. I'm happy being ignorant to all that shit. Fuck that.
Yep. Same. 100%. There's some things that I could avoid for the rest of my life, and I will never complain.
Some things I just don't give a fuck about too, though, and I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's I see. Okay, look, I genuinely feel like God is coming back in a big way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess what's important is to understand where the enemy is. And
certain level of awareness.
Yeah.
Without being in amongst all the filth and a part of the filth. So you can be aware enough to know it exists and know it's there, but you don't need to be an active participant or even close to it like that to know. You don't need to do that. Just like I was saying about, I don't need to go sleep around and fucking shit to know what a whore is. I don't need to be a whore. I'm not going to be a whore to know what a whore is. I already know what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people, these are excuses that people actually will tell themselves to justify behaviors and things that we do that we know are wrong. As human beings, this is just what people do.
Yeah. I'm lucky that, I guess I would say lucky. So most of my degeneracy did not revolve around sex. My degeneracy revolved around drugs, basically. That's where my all of my degeneracy revolved around. Because when you're doing opiates, sex is kind of useless.
I don't remember. I'm trying to think of what that would be for me, because I didn't get into drugs. I didn't get into Like, I didn't go out partying. I didn't get into the whole fucking sex shit. I didn't do a lot of that stuff. So I'm trying to think. I don't know.
I'm glad I never got into gambling, because gambling is not only a financial detriment, or is just a financial detriment, where like drugs was a financial detriment and a physical detriment. Like never mind. Anyway, but that's one of the things that I'm glad I didn't get into gambling, because like physical detriments will assist you in quitting something, right?
Mhm.
Same with financial detriment, but when you put both of those together, it gives you a lot more incentive to quit something. Where with gambling, you know, it's not something that you physically feel any
No,
consequences
don't-
from.
my dad threw away his family from that. That's why what made my mum and dad split up was my dad started gambling and shit and drinking really heavily,
I'm sorry to
and
hear
that
that.
split my family up. Yeah, I don't actually have anything to do with my dad because of his choices around that. Like, I have a stepdad and stuff. So when I'm talking about like my mum and dad and stuff like that, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But my actual born blood dad, yeah, I don't have much. I don't talk to him at all now. I had something to do with him when I first left home. Like, I left home at like 15. I had something to do with him for a couple of years after I left home, but he would try and, like, he had something to do with my brother and sister, and he would try and give me drugs and be like my friend and want to, let's hang out, bro, and let's chill and let's do stuff and like all that kind of shit. And I wasn't interested in that. I said to him, because I'm not into drugs and shit. I'm not into partying. So that stuff doesn't even tempt me. It's like, that doesn't work on me. That's not anything to me. Be a fucking father or fuck off out of my life. I don't need a friend. You can do your job and be a dad, or you can go, because I'm better off having you as a father in my life or not at all. Because you trying to be my friend is just going to fuck me up even more than not having you in my life at all. So I made the decision where he didn't want that. So I made a decision to like, I don't want nothing to do with you then. I don't want you to fuck me up for the rest of my life. You made your decisions. You go do that over there.
Yeah. You feel like
I'm not going to accept that, even from my own family members. If you're going to do certain things, like you're going to be involved with certain things like gambling, like fucking, like if my daughter was on OnlyFans and shit like that, you're disowned. You're not a part of my family. You can fuck off.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is for a lot of people. A lot of people think I'm harsh and brutal about that, but at the same time, like, I've got responsibilities, but so do you.
Yeah.
I uphold my responsibilities. You have a duty to uphold yours. And if you're not going to do that, I'm not going to have my name tied to you. You're choosing not to be a part of this family. You're making a choice, and you need to be held responsible for that choice.
You know, it's really crazy to me when I see like some of these OF models, they post reels, and on their reels they show they have like their parents with them, and they have all this money they made, and they bought their parents a house, and they like pay for their parents living and stuff, so their parents will like get on video with them. And I mean, that is wild to me.
Yeah.
That like you're a parent and you're I'm not saying you're doing stuff like,
and that's encouraged. You think about what I just said is demonized.
Yeah.
In society. It's like, how could you do that to your child? Why would you abandon them like that? And I've had people could make all sorts of comments about that point of view, and I'm sure you've seen others that have stand on that point of view, what kind of comments they get. But on the other end of it, we have shit like that is celebrated, encouraged, and accepted.
Yeah. Promoted.
And that, to me, that is far, far worse and disgusting and immoral than fucking me telling my kid that if you're going to disgrace this family, you are not going to be a part of it. You're going to be
Yeah.
held accountable for your choices.
Right.
And the thing is, it's your job as a parent to prepare your kids for the world. You are supposed to hold your kids accountable when it's difficult. That is a part of your job.
And for society to continue to move forward, like, wouldn't we want our kids to be like productive in society? Like, it's one thing just to make a bunch of money, but it's another thing to make a bunch of money off of like producing something that benefits society. And it's funny how like it's the liberals who talk about like the benefit of society and, you know, the social contract and all that stuff, but yet they promote and like encourage stuff like OnlyFans, which literally benefits society zero. It's actually a detriment to society.
Well, you know what? If I could make the choice at 15 to do the opposite to what I'm saying, like at 15, I decide my whole family are pretty degenerate. I've always been against that. My family fucking, because I was the one that ran a lot of the household, and I was the one that I paid a lot of my mum's bills, even when I didn't live at home. And when anybody needed anything or needed advice on anything, or there was a problem, I was the one that was lent on to fix it, including my mum. Like, I'd be like 6 and 7 years old, and my mum lent on me to fix the problem, because most of the time I was able to see the problem a lot more clearer than the other family members. And some of my brothers got locked up in juvie. Some of them got into drugs. You know, you guys know that I've had one that passed away. I've got sisters that are fucking full-on degenerate and put their ass and tits out there. I've got fucking sisters that are doing all sorts of horse shit and stuff like that, and go out and party and do drugs and all this kind of stuff, fucking into fights and you know, for years I would clean up their messes and I would tell them when they're wrong. Like, I've always been straight out. Same way I'm with you guys, I would be with that. Probably harsher on them, I would say, because I love them. But they still chose to do what they were doing, and I had to make a choice that I didn't want to be a part of that. I had to make a choice where it was like, I got sick of my name being attached to them and what they were doing in their life.
Yeah.
And my loyalty to taking care of my family and doing everything that I did for them kept me stuck where I couldn't move forward because I was tied to that, being associated with that, and that being who I was, or like being part of like how people viewed who I was, kind of thing. And that's the thing with when you got kids that are doing this kind of shit, it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna do exactly the same thing where they're gonna carry that identity as part of them. And you're gonna carry as part of your identity, their identity is part of you. So if your kids are out fucking around and they're on OnlyFans and they're doing all this and you're there just letting that slide and you're there praising that or accepting that or you're there supporting that, you're a part of that problem. And people are going to associate you as part of that because you are.
Yeah. And, you know, I would say, and I know this might be a hot take, I would rather have a child that sleeps with multiple people than someone who's on OnlyFans or even like watching OnlyFans. And here's why. So if you're on OnlyFans, you are perpetuating the idea of a parasocial relationship that for a lot of people, before they even get into a relationship, they're on OnlyFans and they're like watching OnlyFans and they're developing parasocial relationships with people who don't really give a fuck about them. And they're not building the kind of necessary, like, face-to-face interaction, like social skills that are necessary to like develop relationships and things like that.
How's this? I want to give you another side to this shit though, that even though I would hold my family accountable and all of that, is that while you're doing that, you think I'm the one, cleaning up the messes, I'm helping keeping everything together, and I'm solving the problems and all this shit at the same time as you're doing all of those things. And you will, like, that's what I was doing. I would hold them fucking accountable, same way that I am on here. Like I said, probably worse. But at the same time, you also enable them.
Yeah.
And for me, that was really hard to recognize and accept how much I had enabled shit that I didn't believe in and that I completely disagreed with. But I didn't realize that I was doing it because I thought I was helping, and I thought that I was fucking, so I was supporting, and I was fucking, and I was giving the solutions and shit. But at the same time, I was enabling it.
Yeah.
And
no, 100%.
Like, I had to go, okay, I have to own this. I had to make a hard choice of, like, I have to take a huge step back and let things happen as they're meant to. Let things fall apart and them take ownership of their shit and clean up their own shit. Because I'd spent years keeping things together and keeping things functioning and stuff like that, where I'd taken some of their accountability away and put it on my own shoulders and carried it as my own. So I had to step back, let everything, watch my family members and all that go through pain and hurt and make terrible choices. And I knew they were making terrible choices, and I'd wanted to help and go to the whole save them thing. That's another reason why I'm so harsh about that, because I've done that shit and I've made excuses for it too. You think you're helping, you think you're doing the right thing. You're not. You're enabling the behavior. You're a part of the problem while convincing yourself that you're solving it. And it's a bad trap to get in the habit of.
Yeah.
So you have to fucking see that to be able to actually, and it's not pleasant because it's something, no one wants to think they're enabling something that they don't believe in or that they hate. And to know that you've been doing that without knowing it, and you've been doing it for like ages, which when it comes to a lot of those problems, typically when we're helping, we're enabling. But the recognition of that, most people don't ever get it. They don't ever see it that way. And sometimes you have to sit back and watch people you care about suffer so that they can take the accountability and learn the lessons that they need.
That's true.
Because it's like, by you thinking, I'm helping them, and you're putting responsibility on your own shoulders that's not yours, and then you're also enabling them as well on top of it, which neither is healthy. And this is a trap that majority of people get stuck in, and they never recognize.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but involvement is perpetuation. That's just my opinion on things.
That's what I mean. Responsibility.
Yeah. Like,
man.
It's the same thing. What were we saying? Corey, sorry.
Say what?
I just said...
It's just an example of how, like, you can see something as responsibility and accountability. I'm taking responsibility and accountability, but you're taking responsibility and accountability for things that aren't actually yours to be held accountable and responsible for. And by doing that, you enable the behavior and the things of others. And that's a trap that majority of people, or a habit that majority of people do and don't recognize. So if you can catch yourself, even if you catch yourself slightly after, and then you get closer, and then you might be able to catch yourself while you're doing it. And then you might be able to catch the moments that, I would have usually done this. And then you can, and do it just through that recognition process. You can, but if you don't recognize it, you get trapped. Most people get trapped in it because they never recognize it.
I don't know, man. I really...
It's an eye-opening thing because, we see responsibility as a good thing, but it has another side of it where you can actually be taking responsibility and enabling at the same time.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you'll only see the part of it where you're taking responsibility. You won't see the part of it where you're enabling. You'll miss that. And most people will not ever recognize that side of it because it's just outside of their awareness point. It hasn't ever been kind of brought to a point where it's like, oh shit, that clicks. Or a lot of people will reject it because it's also painful because you think you've been working really hard to do this good thing or whatever, and it's doing the opposite to what your belief was. So that can be very painful and difficult for people to face where they will just reject it.
And you know what? To me, that encompasses like how people view politics in this country. Because, and I hate to bring it back to politics, but
no, please do because
it's relevant.
Yeah, please do.
So, what a lot of people they will push for policies that they themselves think are for the best when they are actually for the detriment. And when they're confronted with the evidence of how these things are a detriment, they just entirely shut off any kind of rational thought towards the evidence, any open mind, any, even entertainment that's something that they believe deeply could be hurtful, right? It could be something that could be way worse for people in general, but it's because they themselves think, no, it's for the better, right? Like that is, it seems like that's American politics 101. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's terrible. And I'm not talking about the actual politicians. I'm talking about the people that vote for them, right? Like the politicians are just, they're characters. They're not actually like those. Like I think the reason Trump is such a like polarizing figure is because that's just who he is. He's not portraying a character being the president. That is that man. That's Trump. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like as dishonest and as abrasive and all of that as he is, that's who he is. You know? I have no Kokoshiko, we don't need any of these kinds of things, man. I don't like those. They have something similar to that here in Birmingham. It's called a wet house, and it's for alcoholics. It's where alcoholics who, like alcohol withdrawals can kill you, and so they'll give alcoholics a place to go where they're monitored and they get really trash drunk, and then they just let them back out in the street. It's like, what are you doing? What are you?
By the way, no one's saying to cut off everybody that you fucking know or you respect. But if you got family or friends that are freaking making choices that, especially like when it comes to your actually direct family, like your wife, your husband, your kids, when they're making certain choices that are degenerate, that brings degeneracy to the whole family, not just the individual.
Yes.
So you shouldn't cut off all the people that you love and respect. No. But if your loved ones are going to choose to bring things to your life that you don't accept, that you don't want to live with and you don't want to tolerate, you have to draw a line there at some point, because otherwise you're choosing to be a part of that. You're no longer actually separated from it. You are a part of it. And it becomes a part of you because you are who you surround yourself with.
100%.
So, and you can, that doesn't mean also just because you don't allow that kind of stuff in your life does not mean you don't love those people either. Like if your kids, if if people in general think that you'll accept anything, they will walk all over you, including your own family members, including your own family.
Yep.
If you don't have those boundaries and those lines, those moral boundaries and lines, you will be walked all over.
Yep.
So, like, you have two options. You look like the cunt to people that don't fucking want to actually think about it properly, or you be a doormat.
Yep.
That's your choice.
I do want to touch on this comment Live for Life said. This is very typical liberal shit here. So Live for Life says religions have harmed humanity the most. Maybe it's time to ban them. The reason this is typical liberal shit is because they like the things that liberals do. They never want to put the onus on the individual. They want to put the onus on ideologies or inanimate objects, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very like guns, you know. I would say, Lib, from your purview, that's not correct because guns have probably ended more lives than anything else, right? But it's not the gun that's doing it. The onus is on the individual. Same with religion. How many Christians do you know that have gone out and hurt people or abused people or but that exactly, right? So guns used by religious, instead of taking those first four words out and just saying people, you have to categorize things. You can't just put the onus on the human being. Because for some reason, like, liberals have this idea that people themselves are these wonderful, amazing creatures, right? And then they do no wrong until religion corrupts them, until guns corrupt them. And that's not true. Before guns or religion, cavemen would smash a woman upside the head and drag her into a cave to forcefully impregnate her.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, let's be honest here, you know? That's the thing with liberals, right? Like everyone has to be a victim, and they have to infantilize human beings like they're these soft, innocent, like, we are not soft, innocent beings. We've been committing atrocities against each other since before guns and since before religion. Okay?
There's only one thing that's killed the most humans, and that's other humans.
Yes. Communists has erased over 100 million people trying to get rid of religion. Yeah, 100%. Probably more than that, dude. Like, the estimates from, what was it? What are the estimates from the USSR?
I'm just gonna say right now, I'm not listening to any of this politics shit. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not. Yeah,
You good?
I'm completely out for the politics shit that you're doing. Just saying.
I think Mao has Stalin beat. I think Mao's closer to 100 million.
So there's books that even attribute 85 to 100 million just to the USSR alone, let alone what happened in China, what happened in Cambodia, what happened in Vietnam.
Coco, I'm not neutral. I just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about enough to say anything. That's all. I can admit when I don't know something. If I don't know what the fuck's I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Live for life. I
Are you a liberal, lower class?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a big L liberal, right? Like when there's capital L and then there's lowercase L. Live for Life here is a lowercase L liberal. I'm a liberal in the sense of the ideas that this country was founded on. I do believe a lot of them are very good and could. That's a fucking wild take. Liberalism is just fighting against the concept of like a monarch, right? I know a lot of Christians believe that, like, you know, Christian nationalism is an important thing and that should be instituted in the country. I do not believe that. I don't think those, right, liberty, not libtard, exactly, dude. But I don't think the church should run the country, because the second, like, it's already, like, we can already see how without government funding, people will start churches and get entirely, I mean, unequivocally corrupted. You know, you look at what's the dude with the, he called the airplanes tubes full of demons.
Oh, he's an older gentleman.
Yeah, I forget his name. The guy, he's got like the weird, like, evil face.
The demon voice.
Yeah. And what's his name? Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
You know, like, people like that, they already prove how much people can corrupt a church, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Copeland, there we go. Thank you very much, GB. I appreciate that, bro. But, like, then when you start involving, like, taxpayers' dollars in that kind of thing, and you get that level, I mean, look, we take two separate institutions, okay? Churches in America, and I'm not saying a blanket statement. I'm saying churches that have a lot of money running through them, and then the government, which has a lot of money running through it, and you see how much corruption is in both of those things alone. You mix those two things together, that's how you get what happened in Europe. You know what I mean? Like, that was the very thing that we ran from in this country. And you know, I'm very,
it's definitely a scary proposition, because now you get a religious fever around the corruption, and like you start to have the institution of the church protecting the corruption of the government and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it can get real scary.
By the way, Adam Price, good to see you, man. Sorry I missed your comment earlier. I was preoccupied with Live for Life coming, and he's coming with the wild takes today. But anyway, all right. You ready to get into the word, Corey?
Always ready.
All right, cool. Jess, you want to stick around for the Bible study?
I'll stick around for a little bit. I gotta fuck off soon anyway, though. I just thought I'd drop in while I had some time too.
I appreciate you stopping in.
I appreciate you having me.
All right. By the way, no one's taken down. I just took the bubbles off so we can read and focus on the word. That's right, Kokoshuko. How is the opposite of religion liberalism? Like neoliberalism or real, like, classical liberalism?
Well, what does he mean by the word opposite? I mean, I hate to go Jordan Peterson on him, but like, I don't think that those two things are end of the odd spectrum. Like, it's like, yes, some aspects of liberalism go against the aspects of religion, but I don't think it's like a dichotomy type of situation where it's one or the other.
Oh, he's some, like, very hyper specific viewpoint. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. That's. I get it. Live for Life. I get it. All right. So the Passover. Thus the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Now let the sons of Israel observe the Passover at its appointed time. On the 14th day of this month at twilight, you shall observe it at its appointed time. You shall observe it according to all its statutes and according to all its ordinances. So Moses told the sons of Israel to observe the Passover. They observed the Passover in the first month on the 14th day of the month at twilight in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord had commanded Moses, so the sons of Israel did. But there were some men who were unclean because of a dead person, so they could not observe Passover on that day. So they came before Moses and Aaron on that day. Those men said to him, Though we are unclean because of the dead person, why are we restrained? Excuse me. Why are we restrained from presenting the offering of the Lord at its appointed time among the sons of Israel? Moses therefore said to him, Wait, and I will listen to what the Lord will command concerning you. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, If any one of you or of your generations becomes unclean because of a dead person, or is on a distant journey, he may, however, observe the Passover to the Lord. In the second month, on the 14th day at twilight, they shall observe it. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until morning, nor break a bone of it. According to the statute of the Passover, they shall observe it. But the man who is clean and is not on a journey, and yet neglects to observe the Passover, that person shall then be cut off from his people, for he did not present the offering of the Lord at its appointed time. That man will bear his sin. If an alien sojourns among you and observes the Passover to the Lord, according to the statute of the Passover and according to its ordinance, so he shall do. You shall have one statute, both for the alien and for the native of the land. The cloud on the tabernacle. Now on the day that the tabernacle was erected, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the testimony, and in the evening it was like the appearance of fire of the tabernacle until morning. So it was continuously. The cloud would cover it by day. The cloud would cover it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. Whenever the cloud was lifted from over the tent, afterward the sons of Israel would then set out, and in the place where the cloud settled down, there the sons of Israel would camp. At the command of the Lord, the sons of Israel would set out, and at the command of the Lord they would camp. As long as the cloud settled over the tabernacle, they remained camped. Even when the cloud lingered over the tabernacle for many days, the sons of Israel would keep the Lord's charge and not set out. If sometimes the cloud remained a few days over the tabernacle, according to the command of the Lord, they remained camped. Then according to the command of the Lord, they set out. If sometimes the cloud remained from evening until morning, when the cloud was lifted in the morning, they would move out. Or if it remained in the daytime and at night, whenever the cloud was lifted, they would set out. Whenever it was 2 days or a month or a year that the cloud lingered over the tabernacle, staying above it, the sons of Israel remained camped and did not set out. But when it was lifted, they did set out. Damn, you were yawning. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. At the command of the Lord they camped, and at the command of the Lord they set out. They kept the Lord's charge according to the command of the Lord through Moses. So they were essentially erecting this thing underneath this specific cloud, yeah?
Yeah. And I think it's a cloud that referenced a giant pillar, like during the day, or the giant column during the day, and the giant pillar of flames during the night.
Yeah. Back when they were escaping Egypt.
Mm-hmm. And so I think it's been guiding them to the place that they're going to settle.
Right.
It says, the Lord spoke further to Moses, saying, Make yourself 2 trumpets of silver, of hammered work you shall make them. You shall use them for summoning the congregation and for having the camp set out. When both are blown, all the congregation shall gather themselves to you at the doorway of the tent of meetings. Yet if only one is brown and the leader, the heads of the division of Israel, shall assemble before you. But when you blow an alarm, the camps that are pitched on the east side shall set out. When you blow an alarm the second time, you can scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
You good. When you blow an alarm the second time, the camps that are pitched on the south side shall set out. An alarm is to be blown for them to set out. When convening the assembly, however, you shall blow without sounding an alarm. The priestly sons of Aaron, moreover, shall blow the trumpets, and this shall be for a perpetual statute throughout your generations. When you go to war in your land against the adversary who attacks you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, that you may be remembered before the Lord your God and be saved from your enemies. Also in the day of your gladness and in your... Scroll up just a little bit. Yeah. In your appointed feast and on the first days of the month, you shall blow the trumpet over your burnt offerings and over your sacrifice of your peace offerings. And they shall be as a remember of you before your God. I am the Lord your God. Now in the second year, in the second month, on the 20th of the month, the cloud was lifted from over the tabernacle of the testimony. And the sons of Israel set out on their journeys from the wilderness of Sinai. Then the cloud settled down in the wilderness of Param. So they moved out for the first time according to the commandment of the Lord through Moses. The standard of the camp of the sons of Judah, according to their armies, set out first with Nashon, the son of Aminadab, over its armies, and Nathaniel, the son of Zaru, over the tribal armies of the sons of Issachar, and Elab, the son of Helon, over the tribal army of the sons of Zebulun. Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Moriah, who were carrying the tabernacle, set out. Next, the standard of the camp of Reuben, according to their armies, set out with the Isalor, the son of Shadur, over its armies, and Shalumel, the son of Zorobadadi, over the tribal army of the sons of Simeon, and Elisapha, the son of Duel, was over the tribal army on the sons of Gad. Then the Kohathites set out carrying the holy object, and the tabernacle was set up before their arrival. Next, the standard of the camp of the sons of Ephraim, according to their armies, was set out, and with Elishama, the son of Ammuhad, over its armies, and Gamalieli, the son of Pedazur, over the tribal army of the sons of Manasseh, and Abidan, the son of Gideoni, over the tribal army of the sons of Benjamin. Then the standard of the camp of the son of Dan, according to their armies, which formed the rear guard for all the camp, and set out, with Azir, the son of Amishadadi, over its armies, and Pagel, the son of Akron, over the tribal armies of the sons of Asher, and Ahira, the son of Enan, over the tribal armies of the sons of Naphtali. That was the order of the march of the sons of Israel by the armies as they set out. Then Moses said to Habad, the son of Ruel, the Medianite, Moses' father-in-law, "We are setting out to the place of which the Lord said, 'I will give it to you.' Come with us, and we will do you good, for the Lord has promised good concerning Israel." But he said to them, "I will not come, but rather will go down to my own land and relatives." Then he said, "Please do not leave us, inasmuch as you know where we should camp in the wilderness." and you will be as eyes for us. So it will be, if you go with us, that wherever good the Lord does for us, he will do for you. Thus they set out from the mountain of the Lord 3 days' journey with the ark of the covenant on the Lord journeying in front of them for 3 days to seek out a resting place for them. The cloud of the Lord was over them by day when they set out from the camp. Then it came about when the ark set out that Moses said, "Rise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you." When it came to rest, he said, "Return, O Lord, to the myriad thousands of Israel."
All right. Numbers 11. The people complain. So, things really haven't changed very much, have they?
Mm-mm. We gotta whine at somebody.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let me get some water real quick. All right. Now the people became like those who complain of adversity in hearing of the Lord. And when the Lord heard it, his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burned among them and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. The people therefore cried out to Moses, and Moses prayed to the Lord, and the fire died out. So the name of the place was called Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burned among them. Okay, so Taberah just means burning. Got it. The rabble who were among them had greedy desires, and also the sons of Israel wept again and said, "Who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we used to eat free in Egypt, the cucumbers and melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our appetite is gone. There's nothing at all to look at except this manna." Now the manna was like coriander seed, and its appearance like that of bdellium. What's bdellium? It's fragrant aromatic gum resin from trees in the Okay, so it's kind of like tree sap.
Oh, like kind of like a gummy textured tree sap.
Yeah, I'm guessing. It's like coriander seed, and its appearance like that of bdellium. The people would go about and gather it and grind it between two millstones, or beat it in the mortar, and boil it in the pot and make cakes with it. And its taste was as the taste of cakes baked with oil. When the dew fell on the camp at night, the manna would fall with it. The complaint of Moses. Now Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families, each man at the doorway of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. And Moses was displeased. So Moses said to the Lord, "Why have you been so hard on your servant? And why have I not found favor in your sight, that you have laid the burden of all this people on me? Was it I who conceived all this people? Was it I who brought them forth, that you should say to me, carry them in your bosom as a nurse carries a nursing infant, to the land which you swore to their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give all of this people? For they weep before me, saying, give us meat that we may eat. I alone am not able to carry all this people, because it is too burdensome for me. So if you are going to deal thus with me, please kill me at once, if I have found favor in your sight, and do not let me see my wretchedness." 70 elders to assist. The Lord therefore came to Moses, "Gather for me 70 men from the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people, and their officers, and bring them to the tent of meeting, and let them take their stand there with you. Then I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take the Spirit who is upon you, and put him upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you will not bear it all alone. Say to the people, consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat. For you have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, oh, that someone would give us meat to eat, for we were well off in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you meat, and you shall eat. You shall eat not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils and becomes loathsome to you. Because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why did we ever leave Egypt? But Moses said, so all this, like, this just, they're just bitching and complaining because things aren't going the way they want them to.
Yep.
Typical fucking people, man.
I know.
Typical people. But Moses said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 on foot, and yet you have said, I will give them meat so they will eat for a whole month. Should flocks and herds be slaughtered for them to be sufficient for them? Or should all the fish of the sea be gathered for them to be sufficient for them? The Lord said to Moses, is the Lord's power limited? Now you shall see whether my word will come true for you or not. So Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord. Also, he gathered 70 men of the elders of the people and stationed them around the tent. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke to him, and he took of the Spirit who was upon him and placed him upon the 70 elders. And when the Spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, but they did not do it again. But 2 men had remained in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, and the other's name was Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them. Now they were among those who had been registered, but had not gone out to the tent. And they prophesied in the camp. So a young man ran and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. Then Joshua, the son of Nun, the attendant of Moses from his youth, said, Moses, my Lord, restrain them. But Moses said to him, are you jealous for my sake? Would that all the Lord's people were prophets, that the Lord would put his Spirit upon them. Then Moses returned to the camp, both he and the elders of Israel. The quail and the plague. Now there went forth a wind from the Lord, and it brought quail from the sea, and let them fall beside the camp, about a day's journey on this side and a day's journey on the other side, all around the camp, and about 2 cubits deep on the surface of the ground. The people spent all day and all night and all the next day, and gathered the quail. He who gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. While the meat was still between their teeth, before it was chewed, the anger of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very severe plague. So the name of the place was called Kibroth Hattava, which means the graves of greediness, because they buried the people who had been greedy. From Kibroth Hattava, the people set out for Hazeroth, and they remained at Hazeroth.
So it's the murmuring of Miriam and Aaron. Then Miriam and Aaron spoke to Moses because of the Cushite women whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. And they said, has the Lord indeed spoketh only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us all? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very humble, more than any man who has set face of the earth. Suddenly the Lord said to Moses and Aaron and to Miriam, you 3 come out of the tent of meetings. So the 3 of them came out, and then the Lord came down in a pillar of clouds and stood at the doorway of the tent of meetings. He called Aaron and Miriam. When they had both come forward, he said, okay, this is kind of interesting. So it makes me wonder, now hear me out. So they're not, no one has seen the image of God. And so I knew this verse was coming up. And so this makes me wonder, is this Jesus Christ who is now talking to Moses and Miriam? And if he's standing at the doorway of the tent and no one's ever seen God, or no one's supposed to look upon God, could this be Jesus Christ officially meeting Aaron, Moses, and Miriam?
That's fair.
Because I think there's another part coming up too, and this would be definitely something I would want someone like Vibe or John Smith or
Abe.
Abe, yep.
Dude, Abe's clutch with this, man.
Because I think there's one more coming up in this chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It could be in the next chapter, but it's always something interesting to think about. Because as far as I know, there's not supposed to be like a direct contact between human and God at this point.
Right.
And every time they've explained it, God's always had to say, "Hey, turn away, because you cannot visually see me, and if you do, something bad will happen."
Right.
And then it says, "Hear now my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, shall make myself known to him in a vision. I shall speak with him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my household. With him I speak mouth to mouth, even openly, and not in the dark sayings. And he beholds the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses?" So the anger of the Lord burned against them, and he departed. But when the cloud said, withdrawn from over the tent, behold, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. As Aaron turned toward Miriam, behold, she was leprous. And then Aaron said to Moses, "O my Lord, I beg you, do not account this sin to us, in which we have acted foolishly and in which we have sinned. Oh, do not let her be like one dead, whose flesh is half eaten away when he comes from his mother's womb." Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, "O God, healer, I pray." But the Lord said to Moses, "If her father had but spit in her face, would she not bear her shame for 7 days? Let her be shut up for 7 days outside the camp, and afterwards she may be received again." So Miriam was shut up outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not move on until Miriam was received again. Afterward, however, the people moved out from Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran.
All right. Spies view the land. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Send out for yourself men, so they may spy out the land of Canaan, which I am going to give to the sons of Israel. You shall send a man from each of their fathers' tribes, every one a leader among them." So Moses sent them from the wilderness to Paran at the command of the Lord, all of them men who were heads of the sons of Israel. These were their names: from the tribe of Reuben, Shammua the son of Zachar; from the tribe of Simeon, Saphat the son of Hori; from the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh; from the tribe of Issachar, Igal the son of Joseph; from the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea the son of Nun; from the tribe of Benjamin, Palti the son of Raphu; from the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel the son of Sodi; from the tribe of Joseph; from the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi the son of Susi; from the tribe of Dan, Amiel the son of Gamali; from the tribe of Asher, Sether the son of Michael; from the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi the son of Vophsi; from the tribe of Gad, Guel the son of Maki. These are the names of the men whom Moses sent out to spy the land, but Moses called Hoshea the son of Nun Joshua. When Moses set them to spy out the land of Canaan, he said to them, "Go up there into Negev, and then go up into the hill country. See what the land is like, and whether the people who live in it are strong or weak, whether they are few or many. How is the land in which they live? Is it good or bad? And how are the cities in which they live? Are they like open camps or with fortifications? How is the land? Is it fat or lean? Are there trees in it or not? Make an effort then to get some of the fruit of the land." Now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin as far as Rehob at Lebo Hamath. When they had gone up into the Negev, they came to Hebron, where Ahiman, Shishai, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak, were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. Then they came into the valley of Eshcol, and from there cut down a branch with a single cluster of grapes. Then they carried it on a pole between two men with some of the pomegranates and its figs. That place was called the Valley of Eshcol because of the clusters which the sons of Israel cut down from there. Okay, Eshcol means cluster. All right. The spies' reports. When they returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days, they proceeded to come to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation of the sons of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back word to them and to all the congregation and showed them the fruit of the land. Thus they told him and said, "We went into the land where you sent us, and it certainly does flow with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Nonetheless, the people who live in the land are strong, and the cities are fortified and very large. And moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. Amalek is living in the land of Negev, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites are living in the hill country, and the Canaanites are living by the sea and by the side of Jordan." Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "We should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we will surely overcome it." But the men who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are too strong for us." So they gave out the sons of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone in spying it out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great size. There also, we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak are part of the Nephilim, and we became like grasshoppers in our own sight, so we were in their sight." Okay. Now they're bringing up the Nephilim again? Nephilim were giants, right? Corey, you're muted.
Yep. I just realized that. I was gonna say, I think it's like the half giant breed of like when angels came down and mated with humans.
Giant blooded. Okay. Okay.
You
Go
hear
right
me
ahead.
now, though? You hear me
Right
now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It says, "Then all the congregation lifted up their voices and cried. The people wept that night. All the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron. And the whole congregation said to them, 'Would that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would that we had died in the wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us into this land? To fall by the sword? Our wives and our little ones will become plunder. Would it not be better for us to return to Egypt?' And so they said to one another, 'Let us appoint a leader and return to Egypt.'"
Oh, shit.
Oh boy. Moses is going to talk his way out of this one. "Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces in the presence of all the assembly of the congregation of the sons of Israel. Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh of those who had spied out the land and tore their clothing. And they spoke to all the congregation of the sons of Israel, saying, 'The land which we passed through to spy out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, then he will bring us into the land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord. Do not fear the people of the land, for they will be our prey. Their protection has been removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them.' But all the congregation said to stone them with stones. Then the glory of the Lord appeared in the tent of meetings to all the sons of Israel." He's like, "I heard what y'all said." "The Lord said to Moses, 'How long will this people spurn me? And how long will they not believe in me, despite all the signs which I have performed in their midst? I will smite them with pestilence, pestilence and dispossess them, and I will make you into a nation greater and mightier than they. But Moses said to the Lord, then the Egyptians will hear of it, for by your strength you brought up this people from their midst, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land. They will have heard that you, O Lord, are in the midst of these people. For you, O Lord, are seen eye to eye, while your cloud stands over them, and you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and in the pillar of fire by night. Now, if you slay this people as one man, then the nations who have heard of your fame will say, because the Lord could not bring this people into the land which he promised them by oath. Therefore he slaughtered them in the wilderness. But now I pray, let the power of the Lord be great, just as you have declared. The Lord is slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness, forgiving iniquity and transgression, but he by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity, of the fathers on the children to their third and fourth generations. Pardon, I pray, the iniquity of this people according to the greatness of your loving kindness, just as you also have forgiven this people from Egypt even until now. It says, so the Lord said, I have pardoned them according to your word. But indeed, as I live, all the earth will be filled with the glory of the Lord. Surely all the men who have seen my glory and my signs which I performed in Egypt and in the wilderness, yet have put me to the test these 10 times, and have not listened to my voice, shall by no means see the land which I have swore to their fathers, nor shall any of those who spurned me see it. But my servant Caleb, because he has had a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land which he entered, and his descendants shall take possession of it. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites live in the valley. Turn tomorrow and set out to the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. The Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear with the evil congregation who are grumbling against me? I have heard the complaints of the sons of Israel, which they are making against me. Say to them, as I live, says the Lord, just as you have spoken in my hearings, so I will surely do to you. Your corpses will fall in the wilderness, even all of your numbered men, according to your complete number from 20 years old and upwards, who have grumbled against me. Surely you shall not come into the land in which I have sworn to settle you, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joseph the son of Nun. Your children, however, whom you said would become a prey, I will bring them in, and they will know the land which you have rejected. But as for you, your corpses will fall in the wilderness. Your sons shall be shepherds for 40 years in the wilderness. They will suffer for your unfaithfulness until your corpses lie in the wilderness. According to the number of days which you have spied out the land, 40 days, for every day you shall bear your guilty year, even 40 years. And you will know my opposition. I, the Lord, have spoken. Surely this I will do to all the evil congregation who have gathered together against me. In the wilderness they shall be destroyed, and there they will die. As for the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land, and who returned and made all the congregation grumble against him by bringing out a bad report concerning the land. Even those men who brought out the very bad report of the land died by a plague before the Lord. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Yephun remained alive out of those men who went to spy out the land. When Moses spoke these words to all the sons of Israel, the people mourned greatly. In the morning, however, they rose up early and went to the ridge of the hill country, saying, Here we are. Here we are. We have indeed sinned, but we will go up to the place which the Lord has promised. But Moses said, Why then are you transgressing the commandment of the Lord when it will not succeed? Do not go up, or you will be struck down before your enemies, for the Lord is not among you. For Amalekites and the Canaanites will be there in front of you, and you will fall by the sword. Inasmuch as you have turned back from following the Lord, and the Lord will not be with you. But they went heedlessly to the ridge of the hill country. Neither the ark of the covenant of the Lord nor Moses left the camp. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and struck them and beat them down as far as Hormah.
Where's Hormah?
So it's still like Middle Eastern technically.
All right, it's a city in the southern part of Canaan.
So okay, so that would still be inside of the Jerusalem, or not Jerusalem, but Israel.
So it's like, it's just southeast of, or a little bit south, but mostly east of Beersheba.
Okay. Now, would that technically be? Are we talking like more South Israel or North Israel?
It's South Israel, yeah.
South Israel, so closer to Egypt.
No, on the east side, so closer to like Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the Salt Sea. It looks like it's relatively close to there, like 20-30 miles away from there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving right along. Laws for Canaan. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, When you enter the land where you are to live, which I am giving you, then make an offering by fire to the Lord, a burnt offering or a sacrifice to fulfill a special vow, or as a free will offering, or in your appointed times to make a soothing aroma to the Lord, from the herd or from the flock. The one who presents his offering shall present to the Lord a grain offering of 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of oil. And you shall prepare wine for the drink offering, 1/4 of a hin, with the burnt offering, or for the sacrifice for each lamb. Or for a ram you shall prepare as a grain offering 2/10 of an ephah of flour mixed with 1/3 of a hin of oil. And for the drink offering you shall offer 1/3 of a hin of wine as a soothing aroma to the Lord. When you prepare a bull as a burnt offering or a sacrifice, you fulfill a special vow for the peace offerings to the Lord. Then you shall offer with the bull a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/2 of hin oil, and you shall offer as the drink offering 1/2 a hin of wine as an offering by fire, as a soothing aroma to the Lord. Thus it shall be done for each ox, or for each ram, or for each of the male lambs, or of the goats. According to the number that you prepare, so you shall do for everyone according to their number. All who are native shall do these things in this manner, in presenting an offering by fire as a soothing aroma to the Lord. The law of the sojourner. If an alien sojourns with you, or one who may be among you throughout your generations, as he wishes to make an offering by fire as a soothing aroma to the Lord, just as you do, so he shall do. As for the assembly, There shall be one statute for you and for the alien who sojourns with you, a perpetual statute throughout your generations. As you are, so shall the alien be before the Lord. This is to be one law and one ordinance for you and for the alien who sojourns with you. So what he's essentially saying is, if someone who isn't a part of your tribe comes into your lands. What's going on, Robert Whaley? Welcome in, brother. Always good to see you, my man. He's saying if an outsider comes into your country and wants to be a part of what you have going on, they need to fucking assimilate.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. If you're from somewhere else and you're coming into our place, you need to do things as we do them. Easy. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, When you enter the land where I bring you, then it shall be that when you eat a lot of the food of the land, you shall lift up an offering to the Lord. Of the first of your dough you shall lift up a cake as an offering, as the offering of the threshing floor, so you shall lift it up. From the first of your dough you shall give to the Lord an offering throughout your generations. But when you unwittingly fail and do not observe all these commandments, which the Lord has spoken to Moses, even all that the Lord has commanded you through Moses, from the day when the Lord gave commandment and onward throughout your generations, then it shall be, if it is done unintentionally without the knowledge of the congregation, that all the congregations shall offer one bull for a burnt offering as a soothing aroma to the Lord, with its grain offering and its drink offering, according to the ordinance, and the one male goat for a sin offering. Then the priest shall make atonement for all the congregation of the sons of Israel, and they will be forgiven. For if it was an error, and they have brought their offering, an offering by fire to the Lord, and their sin offering before the Lord for their error. So all the congregation of the sons of Israel will be forgiven, with the aliens who sojourn among them, for it happened to all the people through error. Also, if one person sins unintentionally, then he shall offer a 1-year-old female goat for a sin offering. The priest shall make atonement before the Lord for the person who goes astray when he sins unintentionally, making atonement for him that he may be forgiven. You shall have one law for him who does anything unintentionally, for him who is native among the sons of Israel, and for the alien who sojourns among them. But the person who does anything defiantly, whether he is native or an alien, that one is blaspheming the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from among his people. Because he has despised the word of the Lord and has broken his commandment, that person shall be completely cut off. His guilt will be on him. Sabbath breaking punished. Okay, this is people who work on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while the sons of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man gathering wood on the Sabbath day. Those who found him gathering wood brought him to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation, and they put him in custody because it had not been declared what should be done to him. Then the Lord said to Moses, The man shall surely be put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones outside the camp. So all the congregation brought him outside the camp and stoned him to death with stones, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. See, they didn't need guns.
No.
The Lord also spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of... We need to ban rocks.
I was going to say, we need rock-free zones.
Yep. We need common sense rock laws, gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm seeing here.
How to stop this rock violence.
Yeah. The Lord also spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel and tell them that they shall make for themselves tassels on the corners of their garments throughout their generations, and that they shall put on the tassel of each corner a cord of blue. It shall be a tassel for you to look at and remember all the commandments of the Lord, just as to do them and not follow after your own heart and your own eyes. After which you played the harlot, so that you may remember to do all my commandments and be holy to your God. I am the Lord your God. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Beast.
It says, Now Korath, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with the Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Elab, and on the sons of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took action. And they rose up before Moses, together with some of the sons of Israel, 250 leaders of the congregation, chosen in the assembly, the men of renown. They've assembled together against Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have gone far enough, for all the congregation are holy, and every one of them, and the Lord is in their midst. So why do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" When Moses heard this, he fell on his face. He does a lot of that. He does a lot of falling on his face. And he spoke to Korath and all his company, saying, "Tomorrow morning the Lord will show who is he and who is holy, and will bring him near to himself, even the one whom he will choose. He will bring near to himself. Do this. Take census for yourself, Korath, and all your company, and put fire in them and lay incense upon them in the presence of the Lord tomorrow. The man whom the Lord chooses shall be the one who is holy. You have gone far enough, you sons of Levi." Then Moses said to Korath, "Hear now, your sons of Levi. It is not enough for you that the God of Israel has separated you from the rest of the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, to stand before the congregation to minister to them, and that he has brought you near, Korath, and all your brothers and sons of Levi with you. Are you seeking for the priesthood also? Therefore, you and all your company are gathered together against the Lord. But as for Aaron, who is he that you grumble against him?" Then Moses sent a summons to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, but they said, "We will not come up. It is not enough that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey, to have us die in the wilderness, but you would also lord it over us. Indeed, you have not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor have you given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Would you put out the eyes of these men? Will we not come up?" Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Do not regard their offerings. I have not taken a single donkey from them, nor have I done harm to any." I guess I just spoke up. "To any of them." Moses said to Korath, "You and all your company be present before the Lord tonight, both you and they along with Aaron. Each of you take his fire pan and put incense on it, and each of you bring his censer before the Lord. 250 fire pans. Also you and Aaron shall each bring his fire pan." So they each took his own censer and put fire on it and laid incense on it, and they stood at the doorway of the tent of meetings with Moses and Aaron. Thus Korath assembled all the congregation against them at the doorway of the tent of meetings, and the glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them instantly." But they fell on their faces and said, O God, God of the spirits of all flesh, one man sins, will you be angry with the entire congregation?" Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the congregation, saying, get back from around the dwelling of Korath, Dathan, and Abiram." Then Moses arose and went to Dathan and Abiram, with the elders of Israel following him. And he spoke to the congregation, saying, "Depart now from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing that belongs to them, or you will be swept away in all their sin. So they got back from around the dwellings of Korath, Dathan, and Abiram. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the doorways of their tents, along with their wives and their sons, their little ones. Moses said, "By this you shall know that the Lords have sent me to do all these deeds, and for this is not my doing. If these men die the death of all men, or if they suffer the fate of all men, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord brings about an entirely new thing, and grounds open its mouth, and swallows them up with all that is theirs, and they descend alone into Sheol, then you will understand that these men have spurned the Lord." As he finished speaking all these words, the ground that was under them split open, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up, and their households and all the men who belonged to the Korath with their possessions, so that they and all that belongs to them went down alive to Sheol, and the earth closed over them, and they perished from amidst of the assembly. All Israel who were around them fled at their outcry, for they said, "Earth may swallow us up." Fire also came forth from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering the incense. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Say to Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, that he shall take up the censers out of the midst of the of the blaze, for they are holy, and you scatter the burning coals abroad. As for the censers of these men who have sinned, at the cost of their lives, let them be made into hammered sheets for a plating of the altar. Since they did present them before the Lord, they are holy. They shall be a sign to the son of Israel." So Eleazar the priest took the bronze censers which the men who were burned had offered. They hammered them out as a plating for the altar, as a reminder to the sons of Israel that no layman who is not the descendants of Aaron should come near to burn incense before the Lord, so that he will not become like Korath and his company, just as the Lord had spoken to him through Moses. And it says, But on the next day, all the congregation of the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You are the ones who have caused the death of the Lord's people." It came about, however, when the congregation had assembled against Moses and Aaron, that they turned toward the tent of meetings, and behold, the cloud covered it. The glory of the Lord appeared. Then Moses and Aaron came to the front of the tent of meetings, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Get away from among this congregation, that I may consume them instantly." Then they fell on their faces. Moses said to Aaron, "Take your censer and put it in the fire from the altar, and lay incense on it. Then bring it quickly to the congregation and make atonement for them. For wrath has gone forth from the Lord, the plague has begun." Then Aaron took it as Moses had spoken, and ran into the midst of the assembly. For behold, the plague had begun among the people, so that he put on the incense and made atonement for the people. He took his stand between the dead and the living, so that the plague was checked. But those who died by the plague were 14,700, besides those who died on account of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the doorway of the tent of meetings, for the plague had been checked.
Give me just a sec. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
You're good. Gosh, us humans are some whiny people. So, guys, how about that Tim Waltz? Ain't he such a good guy? I'll get some lady liberties in the chat for Tim Waltz.
Okay. What did I hear you? Why are you glazing Tim Waltz?
What? No. He's a good guy. You get to know him and you learn about him. You realize he's just a 90s TV dad.
What do you mean?
Well, he's kind of like, let's see, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air dad, or he's kind of like Modern Family's dad. You know.
Kind of like Bill Cosby.
Oh, well, that's more of Joe Biden, but Tim Waltz is more of the goofy dad.
The pudding. I love pudding.
That seems like something Tim Waltz would say.
I honestly, I haven't really heard shit from him since that dude went crazy and started popping those politicians up in Minnesota.
He's been kind of quiet. He spoke bad about Tesla, not realizing that his state
retirement fund.
Yeah, was a big Tesla investor.
Yeah. Sometimes I look at my phone just to see 225 and dropping. Like, oh, what a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah, to be fair, his constituents do the same thing, but not for the same reason.
Yeah.
Like, wow, my retirement is shrinking.
And now my governor's railing against me. Anyway. Aaron's rod buds. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the sons of Israel and get them a rod for each father's household, 12 rods from all of their leaders according to their father's households. You shall write each name on his rod, and write Aaron's name on the rod of Levi, for there is one rod for the head of each of their father's households. You shall then deposit them in the tent of meeting in front of the testimony, where I will meet with you. It will come about that the rod of the man whom I choose will sprout. Thus I will lessen from upon myself the grumblings of the sons of Israel who are grumbling against you." Moses therefore spoke to the sons of Israel, and all their leaders gave him a rod apiece, for each leader according to their father's households, 12 rods, with the rod of Aaron among their rods. So Moses deposited the rods before the Lord in the tent of the testimony. Now on the next day Moses went into the tent of the testimony, and behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi had sprouted and put forth buds and produced blossoms, and it bore ripe almonds. Moses then brought out all the rods from the presence of the Lord to all the sons of Israel, and they looked, and each man took his rod. But the Lord said to Moses, "Put back the rod of Aaron before the testimony to be kept as a sign against the rebels, so that you may put an end to their grumblings against me, so that they will not die." Thus Moses did, just as the Lord had commanded him, so he did. Then the sons of Israel spoke to Moses, saying, "Behold, we perish, we are dying, we are all dying. Everyone who comes near to the tabernacle of the Lord must die. Are we to perish completely?" That was a short one, buddy.
Yeah,
That was,
sweet and simple.
yeah. You're getting the long ones. Let's see. Yeah.
It's not terrible.
No, it's. I just thought it was funny. God doesn't want me reading too much. I think he's tired of me yawning. You know what I mean?
He could just know that that's your strong suit, and so he's trying to give me a challenge.
Fair. Yeah.
So the Lord said to Aaron, "You and your sons and your father's household with you shall bear the guilt and connection with the sanctuary. You and your sons with you shall bear the guilt and connection with your priesthood. But bring with you also your brothers and the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your father, that they may be joined with you and serve you, while you and your sons with you are before the tent of the testimony. And they shall thus attend to your obligations and the obligation of all the tent. But they shall not come near to the furnishings of the sanctuary and the altars, or both they and you will die. They shall be joined with you and attend to the obligations of the tent of meetings for all the service of the tent, but an outsider may not come near you. So you shall attend to the obligations of the sanctuary and the obligations of the altar, so that there will no longer be wrath on the sons of Israel. Behold, I myself have taken your fellow Levites from among the sons of Israel. They are a gift to you, dedicated to the Lord, to perform the service for the tent of meetings. But you and your sons with you shall attend to the priesthood for everything concerning the altar and inside the veil, and you are to perform service. I am giving you the priesthood as a bestowed service, but the outsider will come near shall be put to death. Then the Lord spoke to Aaron, "Now behold, I myself have given you charge of my offerings, even all the holy gifts of the sons of Israel. I have given them to you as a portion, and to your sons as a perpetual allotment. This shall be yours from the most holy gifts reserved from the fire, and every offering of theirs, even every grain offering and every sin offering and every guilt offering, which they shall render to me, shall be most holy for you and for your sons. As the most holy gifts you shall eat it. Every male shall eat it. It shall be holy to you. This also is yours, the offering of their gift, even all the wave offerings of the sons of Israel. I have given them to you and to your sons and daughters with you as a perpetual allotment. Every one of your household who is clean may eat it. All the best of the fresh oil and all the best of the fresh wine, and of the grain, the first fruits of those which they give to the Lord, I give them to you. The first ripe fruit of all that is in their land, which they belong to the Lord, shall be yours. Every one of your household who is clean may eat it. Every devoted thing in Israel shall be yours. Every first issue of the womb of all flesh, whether man or animal, which they offer to the Lord shall be.
Sorry.
You good? Shall be yours. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man you shall surely redeem, and the firstborn of unclean animals you shall redeem. As to their redemptive price from a month old you shall redeem them. By your valuation, 5 shekels in silver according to the shekel of the sanctuary, which is 20 gereth. But the firstborn of an ox, or the firstborn of a sheep, or the firstborn of a goat, you shall not redeem. They are holy. You shall sprinkle their blood on the altar and offer them up, fat and smoke, as an offering by fire, for a soothing aroma to the Lord. Their meat shall be yours. It shall be yours like the breast of a wave offering, and like the right thigh. All the offering of the holy gifts which the sons of Israel offer to the Lord, I have given to you and your sons and your daughters with you, as a perpetual allotment. It is an everlasting covenant of salt before the Lord to you, and your descendants with you. Then the Lord said to Aaron, you shall have no inheritance in their land, nor own any portion among them. I am your portion, and your inheritance among the sons of Israel. To the sons of Levi, behold, I have given all the tithe in Israel for an inheritance, in return for their service which they perform, the service of the tent of meetings. The sons of Israel shall not come near the tent of meetings again, or they will bear sin and die. Only the Levites shall perform the service of the tent of meetings, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations, and among the sons of Israel they shall have no inheritance. For the tithe of the sons of Israel, which they offer as an offering to the Lord, I have given to the Levites for an inheritance. Therefore I have said concerning them, they shall have no inheritance among the sons of Israel. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, moreover, you shall speak to the Levites and say to them, when you take from the sons of Israel the tithe which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then you shall present an offering from it to the Lord, a tithe of the tithe. Your offering shall be reckoned to you as the grain from the threshing floor, or the full product from the wine vat. So you shall also present an offering to the Lord from your tithes, which you receive.
Tithes.
Is it tithes? Okay.
Yeah.
For your tithes, which you receive from the sons of Israel. From it you shall give the Lord offering to Aaron the priest. Out of all your gifts you shall present every offering due to the Lord, and from all the best of them, the sacred parts from them. You shall say to them, when you have offered from it the best of it, then the rest shall be reckoned to the Levites as the product of the threshing floor, and as a product of the wine vat. You may eat it anywhere, you and your household, for it is the compensation in return for your service in the tent of meetings. You will bear no sin by reason of it when you have offered the best of it. You shall not profane the sacred gifts of the sons of Israel, or you will die.
All right, I think I might read one more, and then I'm done. I am just so exhausted, bro.
You're good. I gotta eat dinner anyways after this.
Yeah, cool. So I'll read one more, and then we'll go ahead and call it. Yeah, Scott. Funny enough, dude, that's exactly what I was just talking about. Yeah. So I think we'll read one more. Jess, are you still here? Jess is still. She's still in backstage with us, or she's still on stage with us. All right. Anyway.
Probably laughing at me saying tit.
No, dude. All right. He gave me a long one. All right, let's go. Ordinance of the red heifer. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the statute of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, that they may bring you an unblemished red heifer, in which is no defect, and on which a yoke has never been placed. You shall give it to Eleazar, the priest, and it shall be brought outside the camp and be slaughtered in his presence. Next, Eleazar the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger and sprinkle some of its blood toward the front of the tent of meeting 7 times. Then the heifer shall be burned in his sight. Its hide and its flesh and its blood with its refuse shall be burned. The priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet material and cast it into the midst of the burning heifer. The priest shall then wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward come into the camp. But the priest shall be unclean until evening. The one who burns it shall also wash his clothes in water and bathe his body in water, and shall be unclean until evening. Now a man who is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer and deposit them outside the camp in a clean place. And the congregation of the sons of Israel shall keep it as water to remove impurity. It is purification from sin. The one who gathers the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening, and it shall be a perpetual statute to the sons of Israel and to the aliens who sojourns with them. The one who touches the corpse of any person shall be unclean for 7 days. That one shall purify himself from uncleanness with the water of on the 3rd day and on the 7th day, and then he will be clean. But if he does not purify himself on the 3rd day and on the 7th day, he will not be clean. Anyone who touches a corpse, the body of a man who has died, and does not purify himself, defiles the tabernacle of the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from Israel. Because the water for impurity was not sprinkled on him, he shall be unclean. His uncleanness is still on him. This is the law when a man dies in a tent. Everyone who comes into the tent and everyone who is in the tent shall be unclean for 7 days. Every open vessel which has no covering tied down on it shall be unclean. Also, anyone who in the open field touches one who has been slain with a sword or has died naturally, or a human bone or a grave, shall be unclean for 7 days. Then for the unclean person they shall take some of the ashes of the burnt purification from sin, and flowing water shall be added to them in a vessel. A clean person shall take hyssop and dip it in the water and sprinkle it on the tent and on all the furnishings and on the persons who were there, and on the one who touched the bone, or the one slain and the one dying, or the one dying naturally, or the grave. Then the clean person shall sprinkle on the unclean on the 3rd day and on the 7th day, and on the 7th day he shall purify himself from uncleanness, and he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and shall be clean by evening. But the man who is unclean and does not purify himself from uncleanness, that person shall be cut off from the midst of the assembly, because he has defiled the sanctuary of the Lord. The water for impurity has not been sprinkled on him, he is unclean. So it shall be a perpetual statute for them. He who sprinkles the water for impurity shall wash his clothes, and he who touches the water for impurity shall be unclean until evening. Furthermore, anything that the unclean person touches shall be unclean, and the person who touches it shall be unclean until evening. All right, boys, we're at Numbers 20. The death of Miriam. That's where we're going to pick up on. It's going to be Wednesday this week. I do not have a consistent schedule, apparently. So Wednesday is going to be the next God and Country. It's not going to be just Thursdays. We're going to see exactly how this works out with the schedule and stuff. I potentially might be able to get Wednesdays off. We'll see what happens. But
hell yeah.
As for right now, Wednesday is the next God and Country, which is cool because we can jump in and do God and Country, and then we'll figure it out moving forward exactly how the schedule is going to turn out. But all that being said, boys, thank you all very much. Always good to see y'all. I appreciate it. Jess, if you're still here, great to see you. Big Soda Corey Barton, you already know, my man. I'm grateful to have you around, brother.
Of course. God bless everybody, man. It's been an honor.
Yeah, God bless you guys. There's another good one. Another good one. All right, boys. Peace.